I felt that I got my young and I don't want to see. There's so long out in your mouth and you are quite ready to bleed. You if I wouldn't you are when I told me when I put one hand on your head saying take as much as you need. Where the bells are where they've set my heart alight. Cold you find it in your force to keep our love burning bright. Hey there, hey to break your heart, but you and me are your only way for love. Don't be forget and wake up when you start. You point out how you there, I need a door, and do your best, oh, to get it, to go, I wonder, what was it about the wind, but to hear me shaking to the bone. These days I wonder what's your old self in my mind. I got your gaze and notice straight up your eyes. Your hands held hands and petals can't take you out. So I approach you and when it was my name that you want. From what I have heard, the body said you had a plan well as well. Any say not old and my friend to help knows you back to health. Hey God, I don't mean to cry, but if you're eating it then you don't have to lie. You know that I'd always be right by your side. The road you made was one I wouldn't be so it was enough to make my day some small you chuckled. Don't know it down and there's no up so how long I raised it up as the tables have rolled. It's when all I am holding I go down for your name. I don't expect things more than which you don't hold your embrace. Oh, I don't have your eyes, don't have left me undone. This is for things you have grown while you close to the sun. But once let you blood weapon your arm. Aslan a fail that's not well, not well, not well, not well. Won't be so blind as before. One up the door, one way coming out. Oh, I know you're smart enough to say you're mine. Your eyes fill me like a shot in the head. I love me, there's nothing if you startled. I want you, baby, I'm the man, so you wait. I don't see a room, okay, wait.
Okay. Okay. So. We've got DLC content to play. It's gonna be great. I swear to fucking god, the longer I go without talking to anyone about this shit, the more insane I'm going to become. Cause like, I don't think you... I think you've all noticed by now that I am deeply invested and attached to all of these games so far. I'm having a lot of fun with all of them. I'm enjoying myself a whole lot. But I can't talk to anyone about it. I can't talk to anyone about it on that same fandom level because they've never played them before. They don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. My one Ace Attorney friend, they've only played the first Apollo Justice game, so I can't talk to them about anything else because they don't know any other characters. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine that you only know and care about Kristoff, but fucking whatever. This guy was a good one. I liked him. He was the cool character, and I can't wait to do my fucking tier list. I have been thinking about my tier list this whole fucking time, and I can't wait to do it. I've got to do the DLCs before I can do the tier list, though. Oh my gosh, because the DLCs will introduce new characters, and they need to be on the tier list too. Oh, Anyway, I'm late to stream because I was writing a Tumblr post about how insane I am right now as we speak for all of this, because I needed to get it out somehow, because my only other outlet would be talking to you, and I need it out in the ether to a new audience of people who could possibly be like, oh yeah, I like those things too, we should hang out sometime. That's what I want. That's all I want, lads. That's all I want. I just want... Anyway, the state that I am currently in, my current state of fandom, and the way that I am currently, this is what happens when I find something new and get really fucking into it. I go insane for a little while, until eventually, in about 3 years, it calms down a bit. Will it calm down? I don't know. It's not gonna calm down for a fucking while, let me tell you. Not based on my other fandom experiences. And this one's worse because I can't even get a fucking keychain. I have to spend more money to commission things when I'm already spending more money to commission things of my OC. I don't think you guys understand. When I like something, I need everything in my life to be themed around it, and I have to have a little collection, my little hoard of that thing that I like. It's really hard to have a hoard and collection of a thing that's not exactly popular. I don't even know if there's official merchandise, man. I can't find fucking nothing of fucking anything that I give a shit about. Like, yes, Phoenix. Yes, Miles. I love you both. You're both wonderful characters. And I am so very happy that I have merchandise of you two. But I need some variety in my diet, please. Please, 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 Ace Attorney sellers at conventions, please sell more than just the first games. Anyway, as you can tell, I'm excited to be getting into this today. Getting to see all my friends again. Oh my goodness. Maya's here and Blackwell will be here later in the day once we're finished. I don't know how long this is. I don't know how long we've got left in the CLC, because it looks like it shouldn't take that long, but given my track record, it could take a fucking while. Because, you know, can you see that? I got a little tattoo. I got a little tattoo cause she was adorable, because she was super cute. She was super cute, and I was talking to my friend, and I was like, oh yeah, I've been thinking about, getting a cursor of, like, my avatar, and they're like, you don't need that. You don't need to brand yourself on everything. I'm like, but it'd be so cute. It'd be so cute. Yes, it's expensive, and I have to spend money on it, but this is, but like, how many of the characters that I like am I gonna find a cursor of? Not that many. Teto was a free one that I found on a whim. People don't really tend to make cursors like this, do they? Like, this is a whole custom cursor. It's so cute. It's got different animations with different clicky clickies. Anyway, so Teto's gonna hang out whenever I decide to use my mouse, so. The Right Anything Agency. Wow, couldn't have guessed. What? I think that's your voice, hopefully. So, the whole time traveling thing was just a ruse put on by the guests at the reception. Looks like it. I knew there had to be some kind of trick to it. Wow, 2 wedding receptions. Can you imagine it? I wonder how much that must have cost them. I have no idea. Of course you don't, Phoenix. But if you want to ask, you're not rich enough to want to know. Still, if you've got the money, it's a pretty good way to cover things up, if you ask me. You got that right. I'm sure I would have been completely fooled.
Hi, I'm back.
Hey Maya, are you all set to go?
Yep, ready when you are. So, what should we start with?
Let's start with reviewing what we've learned at the trial. What Ellen thought was time travel was really a performance put on by the Sprockets. But other than that, it seems that what Ellen told us was actually the true.
So what really matters right now is the identity of the mystery person Ellen said she saw when she was being attacked.
So who is this mystery person? That's the $1 million question, I'm afraid. But if we want to clear Ellen of all suspicion, then figuring out who they are is key. I think I'll take toilets for $200 instead, Mr. Wright. Well, at least there were only so many people at the airship that night. And we know who the mastermind of the whole cover-up plot was too, so that's good. You mean the groom, Soren Sprocket, right? Exactly. He might know something that could help us out. So then, what am I doing here? I'm a very busy man, you know. Well, all of the other people involved are Soren's family members, so I thought I'd better start by interviewing you. Even if I probably shouldn't trust a word out of your mouth. Phoenix, are you sure he's a friend of yours? With the way you never say anything good about him. Oh man, I have a really tight schedule, but heck, what are friends for, right? You okay, pal? Go ahead, ask me anything. You do remember it was you who came to me for help in the first place, right? I want to go over exactly what happened when before I step outside this office again. Since you were there, Larry, do you think you could help me get it all straight in my head? If I gotta. Okay, so the first reception was held at 7 p.m. on the day of the incident. That's the one you tried to crash, right? Huh? Oh, yeah, that's right. And then they locked me up in the cabin. It was awful, I tell you. Too bad we're not here to focus on you, Larry. And then the incident occurred after this first reception at around 10 p.m. Ellen was attacked in the reception hall by Bloomsbury. He forced her out onto the Vista deck and was just about to kill her. But Ellie fought back and ended up killing old Bloomsbury instead. To cover it up, the family quickly threw together a second reception. That's what Edgy is claiming anyway. But I know my Ellie didn't do it. The key point here is the mystery person Ellen said she saw strike Bloomsbury just before she passed out. Did you see anybody suspicious skulking around that day? Nope, not a soul, because I was locked up in the cabin at the time. But you managed to escape and sneak back into the reception hall. That's when you switched the lanterns in the event hall with the lantern in the hold, right? Did you see anybody then? Nope, the place was completely deserted. I guess 'cause that Pierce Butler guy had everybody gathered together somewhere. That makes sense. He must have been going over the cover-up plan with them. So clearly, the murder had already happened by the time Larry got out. They must have gotten everything ready fast and had the second reception soon after that. Then, after that second reception, Ellie went to clean up the reception hall. And as luck would have it, that's when she found the body in the lantern I'd brought up. I tried to do something nice for Ellie out of the goodness of my heart, and this is what happens? We still don't know exactly what happened during the actual murder itself. We'll just have to look into it, along with the identity of that mysterious person. So while the murder was taking place, you were locked in the cabin. Did you see anything unusual while you were there? In the cabin? Let's see. Well, there was that pterodactyl flying out through the window. That's pretty unusual. Oh, right. That drawing of that pterodactyl you saw. What's with the air quotes? I really did see it, I swear. But, Larry, the time travel thing was never actually happened. Which means you couldn't have seen a real pterodactyl flying through the sky. Oh. Are you doubting the eye of a super popular picture book author? No, I'm just sure you saw something else and mistook it for a flying reptile. Possibly a bat. Nick! You're making me doubt my own eyes! Now I'm not even sure what I saw. Either way, you have no idea what actually happened at the real scene of the murder. That's right, and I can say with every confidence. Oh, wow. Would you look at the time? I'd better go. I have a book signing to get to. A book signing? Whose book? Whose do you think? It's mine, of course. It's a Louis Dunim book signing. I bet you went around and begged a bunch of bookstores to let you do one. Of course not. They're the ones who are coming around to beg me. Looks like I guess right. Anyway, I have to go. I'll send you 10 copies of my new book that just got released the other day, alright? 10? That's very generous of you. What are you talking about? I'm gonna send you the bill too, of course. Just put them down as office expenses or something. Well, see you later. Wait, Larry, we don't need... He's gone. I'll take a copy, boss. Oh, and make sure it's signed. Oh boy. Tracy's not gonna like this office expense.
There goes our first lead. What do you want to tackle next, Nick?
Right. We should really hit the streets now, huh? How about we go see Ellen? Sounds good, boss. I bet I can cheer her up. I thought you were going to help Trucy with her magic show again today, Athena. Weren't you supposed to meet with her right about now? Trucy said she was going to practice her new trick with you, if I recall. On me? Really? Trucy's show is an important source of income for our agency, you know. You can leave the case to us, so you can go ahead and run along now. But, boss! Off you go, Athena. No, I don't want to die. We'd better get going too, Maya.
Okay.
Well, Maya, just you and me. I'm gonna have a lot of fun today. Oh, my poor sweet Soren. I wonder how he's getting along without me. Hello, Ellen. Oh, Mr. Wright! What's going to happen with the trial, do you think? Well, first and foremost, we have to hurry up and find this mystery person you saw just before you passed out. Do you think that person could be the real killer? It's quite possible, and if we can prove that, we can clear you of all charges. Actually, would you happen to know where Soren is right now? He's usually busy with meetings all afternoon, but he should be home by evening. I think I'd better go have a chat with him later then. Why am I being treated to a view of someone's underwear? Mr. Wright, don't tell me. You suspect my sweet Soren? Well, he is one of the one who masterminded the second reception after the time skip, so I thought he might be able to tell us something. How could you, Mr. Wright? You can't possibly think my Soren would never kill anyone. All right, just calm down. No, none of you are accusing my Soren. Please, I'm not accusing anybody, so please put the pen and ladle down, all right? Really? Cross my heart. So, for now, would you mind if I ask you a few more things about this case? I'd better be careful not to provoke her. Could you tell me about Soren? There's nothing to tell. He's squeaky clean. Oh, right, okay. Maybe I should avoid the topic of Soren right now. Let's talk about something else then. Fine, but you won't hear his peep out of me about Soren. Talk about pulling teeth. Could you tell me about Pierce Nickety then? Pierce? He came to Sprocket Manor about a year ago. As the family butler, he's now in charge of everything in the household. Only a year ago? Did he have some kind of special connection with the family? I'm just a maid, so I'm not privy to such things, I'm afraid. It might have been Soren's order, but Pierce is the one who coordinated the whole thing. He's the one who really orchestrated the grand time travel farce. He must have quite a bit of authority in the family. But no matter how good he is at his job, how could anybody gain that much influence in a single year? I really don't know. I mean, he is an excellent butler. Wouldn't that explain it? Is it really as simple as that? Yeah, he is my personal #1 suspect at the moment. If he's not the killer, I'd be surprised, frankly. What you thought was time travel was really just a cover-up carried out by your in-laws. Pierce and said Soren was the one who ordered the whole thing. I still can't believe it, even if the second reception was fake. Soren would never use time travel for something like that. He's very serious about his time machine research, you know. I heard there's a reason he's researching time machines, actually. Something about something he wishes he could change. But isn't the whole idea of traveling back in time itself a little fantastic? I don't think so. After all, Soren said real time travelers do exist. Really now? You think he knows someone who actually travels through time? That's right. I haven't seen it personally, but Soren said as much. So, I believe it. Somebody who actually traveled through time, huh? It's pretty hard to believe. Thank you, Ellen. You're going out to do your investigation now, aren't you? Yes, that's right. Please make sure you don't cause Soren any trouble, okay? I'm afraid I can't promise you that. What? Please, whatever you do, please don't upset my poor Soren any further. I'm begging you. I'll do my best not to cause him any unnecessary trouble. Oh, I couldn't bear it if Soren ever came under suspicion. I'd rather be found guilty myself. Yikes. Ellen, please, don't work yourself up like this. You don't want Soren to worry, do you? No, you're right. And the flood waters recede once more.
So, what do we do now, Nick?
Well, Helen said Soren is usually in meetings until evening, so let's save our house call until then. Why don't we go to the mooring dock and figure out our next move from there?
Roger that, Nick.
So, where should we start?
Let's see. Are there any places we haven't examined yet? We already investigated the reception hall and Sprocket Manor.
I know! We haven't looked in the Vista deck or the hold yet.
Hey, you're right. We've still got some pretty important places left to examine, don't we? The Vista deck is the actual scene of the murder, right?
And the lantern was, with the body in it, was stored in the hold. I think there's a good chance we'll find some important clues in those locations.
Do you know how to get to the hold?
Good question. I think it's labeled in that diagram of the airship in the pamphlet.
There it is.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go. Ooh, I like it here. So this is the hold. This is where Pierce orchestrated the whole cover-up operation. We'd better go over this place with a fine-tooth comb.
Hey, Nick. Weren't we supposed to need a key card to get in here?
Huh? Oh, you're right. I wonder why it was unlocked. How's it going, Mr. Wright? Emma! What are you doing here? Just a little independent investigating for my own sake. Gotta keep the mind sharp. Ah, so the door security system was turned off for the police investigation. We'd like to investigate the hold ourselves. Would that be alright? Yeah, sure! The police just finished their investigation anyway. Thanks. We'll just take a quick look around then. Oh, right. You should know that the floor doubles as a huge lift. You can use that lever way back there to rise up to the Vista deck. The police inspected it already, but didn't find anything of particular interest in it seems. If you do go up to the Vista deck with the lift, be careful not to fall off. Got it. Thanks. That goes double for you, Maya.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, let's get this show on the road. Any progress with your investigation? Nothing conclusive yet, I'm afraid. Almost everybody was involved in the cover-up, so it's hard to know who or what to believe. I know what you mean. Unless you have some compelling evidence, I'm afraid it's going to be a tough trial for you. You're telling me. There isn't much time left, so I've just got to make do with and see what I can come up with.
These are the flowers we saw in Larry's photo.
The petals make them look like gears. The perfect flower for the sprocket family, huh? Maybe they were going to shower the couple with the petals?
You mean kind of like how people throw rice or confetti?
Yeah, like that. Only these were found at the scene of the murder instead. These must be dishes and glasses they use for the reception. Very fancy. I bet we'd be in big trouble if we broke any of them.
Oh, I want to see Nick.
You, young lady, need to stay far, far away from them.
Nick. You think I'm going to break them, don't you?
Let's just say your rap sheet of breaking things doesn't help your case.
Oh, it's cake, Nick. A cake. It's so big, they wouldn't miss one little piece, would they?
If you're in the mood for a mouthful of styrofoam, sure, knock yourself out.
You mean it's not real? Well, it sure fooled me. I was so ready to have some that I'm really craving cake now. Come on, Nick. Let's go get some.
Yeah, she was like 1 or 2 when she first broke that urn, wasn't she? Maybe after the trial is over. Huh? Looks like there's some fingerprints on this candelabra. Yeah, I just got done dusting them. I was able to pull a set of left-hand fingerprints. Do you know whose prints they are? Yes, the prints belong to the victim, Miss Gloomsbury.
Nick, I just figured out something amazing.
You did?
Get this. If the fingerprints on the candelabra were from the left hand, then Mr. Doom and Gloom must have been left-handed. What do you think of that? Do I have the makings of a great detective or what?
You're a real silly Sally if you thought that deduction was in any way encyclopedic. Hey, you're pretty good, Maya. I looked into it myself, and sure enough, the victim really was left-handed.
Really? I got it right? Awesome!
Good for you, Maya.
Good for you? What's all... That's all you got to say?
I think you did a real great job, Maya. Way to go. I guess one can never have too much info.
Now you're talking.
But come to think of it, this candelabra isn't in the photo Larry took of the hold, is it?
That picture was taken when they were getting ready for the first reception, right? The candelabra must have been brought in here sometime after that.
It's still possible it has something to do with the incident, though. I better add it to the evidence file just in case. Oh, by the way, Mr. Wright, you can have this fingerprint powder if you like. You're giving this to us? Sure! I have 4 other sets. Thanks. I feel like there's something more into the candelabra, but I can't put my finger on it. What's this? A wedding bell?
According to the pamphlet, it's used on the Vista deck during wedding ceremonies to bless the newlyweds.
I guess they disassemble this and store it away here in the hold when it's not in use. So there are two male Pegables lanterns in the reception hall. That must mean that these two are female Pega-Cow lanterns.
Larry got their sexes mixed up when he replaced the one in the reception hall, huh? Didn't he see the horns? The difference is pretty glaring if you ask me.
And yet he managed not to notice. That's what makes Larry Larry. And Larry being Larry is why I've seen more of my fair share of trouble in my lifetime. Oh, Mr. Wright. You know the lantern the victim was found inside of in the reception hall? I'm just about to go piece it back together so the police can examine it. Oh, okay. Well, we'll stop by for a look too once we're done fixing. Once you're done fixing it.
Oh, look, Nick, it's an airplane.
I wonder if Soren built that one too. Hi, Moopai. Thank you. I know I'm handsome.
Hey, why don't you take it for a spin? Just a quick tour around the neighborhood.
And who do you propose is going to pilot that wooden death trap?
Me, of course. Who else? Don't worry, I've seen people fly airplanes on TV plenty of times.
I think I'll pass. I've still got my whole life ahead of me. So this is the airship's engine. It's pretty impressive.
And it's all rhythmic like a heartbeat. It's the literal heart of the flying Chappelle. Look at all these huge gears spinning around and around and around and around and... Oh, I think I'm starting to get dizzy.
Yeah, me too. Oh, look. There's the lever to the lift Emma told us about.
Let's try going up on it. I'll go flip the switch. Here goes nothing.
Oh, wait, I'm not even on it yet. Oh. Hey, Maya, stop the lift. It's very loud.
Whoops, sorry. I got a bit carried away.
Never mind that. Move over a little.
Okay.
Is that blood? Blood? Let me see. Could it be Mr. Gloomsbury blood? Well, the lift goes up to the Vista deck where the murder took place, so I think that's the most logical conclusion. But I thought the victim was clubbed to death and there wasn't that much blood. Something tells me I'd better take a picture of this. I shall ask Emma more about this sometime later. Maya, can you bring the lift back down now?
You got it. I'll flip the switch again. There.
Ow.
Done.
I want to find out more about that bloodstain. But for now, I guess we should go up to the Vista deck and take a look around the actual crime scene for ourselves.
View must be great from up there. I bet it'll be awesome.
You mean it would be if it wasn't the scene of the murder?
Okay, to the Vista deck we go. Make sure you're actually on the lift this time, Nick.
I know.
Okay, I'll just flip the switch again, and away we go! Wow! Look at the gorgeous view!
So this is where Ellen was attacked and Mr. Gloomsbury was killed. Yeesh, one wrong step and it's kasplat on the ground below.
Should we go investigate the stuff that's a little closer to the edge?
Well, I don't see much of anything over there. The police investigation didn't turn up any clues either, so maybe we don't need to?
Oh, I get it. You're scared, aren't you, Nick?
Of course not. Come on, let's go back down and finish checking on the hold. Wow. Entertaining to watch. Anyway, Emma, can we check out the candelabra a bit more? A little more? What do you... Oops! What happened? I almost dropped the candelabra, and the candles slipped off. Well, let's be careful with that. It might be important evidence. Oh, wait a minute. What now? One of the pins that holds the candles is broken. What? There's definitely something fishy about this candelabra. There is? What makes you say that? Call it forensic investigators' intuition. Oh, we already dusted the prints earlier, so let's test it with luminol this time. Knowing Emma, she'd use every test she has at the same time if she could. Just hang on. This will only take a second. Hope it turns up a new lead somehow. Well, Emma, did you find anything? Take a look at this, Mr. Wright. Oh, I didn't get to spray it? Okay. What is all the blood doing there? Huh. Maybe somebody got hurt while they were setting up for the reception? These pins are pretty sharp. But if one of the pins is broken, it means there was some force involved. Do you think maybe somebody got stabbed? But nobody reported anything like that. It's quite a bit of blood. I wonder whose it is. If I have anything that might shed some light on that, I should probably show it to Emma. Light on whose blood it is? We're seriously not going to investigate the Vista deck? Okay. Emma, about this bloodstain, doesn't something about it strike you as odd? What's so odd about the victim's blood? That's not exactly... There's just something about it that bothers me. Now that you mention it, I can't say I necessarily disagree with you. Maybe I should talk about this some more with her. About this bloodstain. What about it? There's something about it that's been bothering me. Oh yeah? What's that? Well, there's a huge bloodstain on the crime scene lift and a bloodstain candelabra. Now, this is only a guess, but I'm thinking maybe these two bloodstains are from the same source. I'm thinking maybe these two bloodstains are from the same source. I guess that is a possibility. Can we compare the two bloodstains? Would that take a lot of time? Are you kidding? Don't underestimate the power of science. It'll be done in a jiffy. And the results are in. That didn't take long, now did it? Seems that the blood from the lift and the candelabra are from the same person. Well, the victim was clubbed to death and there wasn't all that much blood. But if it isn't Mr. Gloomsbury's blood... Well, this is just a guess, but what if Mr. Gloomsbury stabbed someone with the candelabra pin? That would explain both the huge blood stain on the lift and the blood on the candelabra. Oh my goodness! If that's true, then that means there was somebody else present at the scene of the murder. It does, doesn't it? This just might substantiate Ellen's statement about a third person. Emma, could you have the blood analysed? Sure thing. A mysterious bloodstain on the candelabra and the victim's prints on it. This just might be the thing to back up Ellen's memory of seeing a third person. Next up, the reception hall. It might be worth taking another look around in there. The reception hall? The forensic team is in there investigating right now. Oh, are they?
Well, we don't have time to just sit around, so let's check out something else.
Good idea. Oh, we could go question some people. Especially Soren. I have quite a few questions for that guy.
Sounds good, Nick.
Off to do some legwork then. Yep, I thought we'd head to Soren's house for the starters. He was accompanying the police on their investigation here earlier, but he's probably home by now. Great, thanks. Later, Emma.
I still can't get over how gorgeous Sprocket Manor is.
Just don't touch anything.
I wasn't going to.
She was definitely going to. I was told I had guests. Thank you for seeing us, Soren. Oh wait, no, you're busy. We'd like to ask you a few questions about the case, if you wouldn't mind. Soren? You're Ellen's lawyer, right? Huh? Yes, that's right. Don't tell me he doesn't remember me. Will Ellen be found guilty? We're doing everything we can to prevent that. That's why we're here investigating. Will you please tell us what you know? Soren? Alright, fine. What was that pause all about? It was you who gave the order for that large-scale cover-up plan, isn't that right? What large-scale cover-up?
Don't play dumb with us. You held 2 wedding receptions in order to try and cover up Mr. Gloomsbury's murder.
Ellen thought that through the power of the timekeeper you built, she travelled back in time. Ah, so that's why there were 2 receptions. Wait, does he seriously not know why the reception was held twice? Looks like I'll have to delve deeper here. So, the cover-up scheme, that fake trip through time, you're not the one who was behind it all. P.S. Nickety stated in court that you were the one who ordered it to be carried out. P.S. said that. I see. I leave him in charge of everything around me. So whatever he decides is, in essence, my decision too. So I take it that you didn't know anything about the cover-up. That's none of your business. But you were in 2 wedding receptions in a row, and still you claim to know nothing? I have nothing more to say to you. Please leave. But, Soren... Ow. Oh, I'm sorry that you're lost and you have no idea where you're going. But if you're here in court, standing before me as what looks to be a lawyer, if you're objecting, I'm sure you're just having a bluff there. Definitely didn't lose your memory and need to go to hospital now.
Oh, there's something written on this paper airplane. Let's see. Go away.
It doesn't get clearer than that, huh? He's looking especially uncooperative, but Maybe I can grab his attention somehow. There's still that one piece of evidence that I don't know much about. It's worth a try. What are you showing me that for? Mrs. Sprocket! I can't read him at all. Not even with an item as loaded with sentiments as this. Okay, what else? What else should I ask about? I mean, I could be mean. Okay, why not? I can be mean. Sis. I'm sure your sister would want the truth of this case to be known. How rude. Is intruding on the private lives of others a part of your job as a lawyer? Oh, I apologize. Oh yeah, showing the picture of his sister wasn't such a good idea after all. I'm sorry, you're seeing a cat? I think that's called a hallucination, my friend. You definitely should go to hospital. Just to make sure that it's not something terrible. You'll be fine. I'm sure you'll be fine, actually. What do I ask about that? What do you want to know about? Okay, what might you actually fucking know about is my question. Because I don't know if you actually know anything about the murder, so I don't know if I should be asking you directly about the murder. Weirder. Why must you be so uncooperative? I hate it when my witnesses are uncooperative. It's really annoying. It's like, it's really annoying. It makes my job so much harder. Don't you know that, Sprocket? What actually do I have? What actually do I have? I don't know what the fuck you know about. I mean, like, this is my new piece of evidence, I guess. Soren, have you ever seen this before? That's... Soren, what is it? Nothing. Why did his whole demeanor change all of a sudden? He's gone pale as a ghost too. Oh! Soren?
Nick, look at his stomach, he's bleeding.
Somebody help! Soren's collapsed. Jesus Christ. Master Soren! Get him to the hospital, quickly now. Jesus Christmas.
Poor Soren. That must be one serious wound. What is it, Nick?
Well, when I showed him the candelabra, his whole demeanor changed. So I was just thinking that maybe his injury is...
Huh? What's this?
It's Soren's notebook. He must have dropped it in the rush to get him to the hospital.
Oh, his notebook, huh? I wonder what's written in it, don't you? Come on, you know you want to take a peek.
Soren's notebook, we do. Might as well. I feel guilty snooping around in somebody's personal notebook, but maybe we should take a look and see. Whoa! It's filled with big words written in tiny letters. I guess he uses this notebook to write down his invention ideas. Huh?
What is it? Did you find something?
After March 8th of last year, the content of this notebook changes dramatically.
Like how?
Well, ever since that date, Soren's been writing down every detail of his life. As in, every.
Maybe he decided to start keeping a diary?
But this is way too detailed to be an ordinary diary.
Either he's really compulsive, or maybe he's just plain forgetful.
But is it really as simple as that? I feel like something happened on March 8th that made Soren change.
Well, why don't you let me take a look at that, and I'll tell you.
Hey, Maya, let go or we'll rip it.
Now look what you did. You dropped it. You should have just let me take a look.
How was it my fault?
Oh no, Nick.
Oh, it fell into the pool of Soren's blood. Can't read a thing of these 2 pages now.
Uh-oh. You're gonna get it now.
Ugh. I guess it really is my fault after all. Let's just put it away carefully for now. Can't let anything else happen to it, you hear?
Huh? Hey, look, there's something sticking out of this notebook. It looks like a newspaper article.
Let's see. It's about a car accident Soren's sister died in. It happened on March 8th. That's the day Soren's notebook completely changed. Oh, wow.
Oh, what else does it say?
It says the driver of the time of the incident was Dumas Gloomsbury. It says Soren was in the car too, and that he had sustained severe injuries. It's just like Pierce said. Soren completely changed after the incident. So, Gloomsbury was driving the car when they got into that accident. That opens up the distinct possibility of Soren holding a grudge against Gloomsbury.
You think Soren could have...
I don't know. It's not like I have any proof. We should talk to Pierce about this when we return Soren's notebook to him. Though he doesn't seem to be here right now. Maybe he's at the Flying Chapelle. I don't know why I keep saying Chapelle instead of chapel, because it's clearly meant to be chapel. But Chapelle is so much more fun, you know. I sure hope Pierce is around here somewhere. Ah, Mr. Wright, Miss Fay. Hello, my number 1 suspect. It's always the pretty men. Hello, Pierce. We were just looking for you. I'm sorry for Master Soren's sudden departure earlier. You have my sincerest apologies. It was totally understandable, really, but shouldn't you be at his side right now? It's fine. The other servants are with him, and I am in constant contact with them. Do not forget to give him his pain medication, and be sure to keep him hydrated. Also, see to it that he is not up and about. He needs complete bed rest. See, part of why he's my number 1 suspect is he's wearing gloves. You can never trust a man wearing gloves in these games. Is this what happens when you're too rich for normal peasant phones? I must return to Master Soren now, but... Did you want something of me? Actually, here's Soren's notebook. He dropped it when he collapsed. I hope Pierce doesn't notice the bloodstains. Oh, thank you very much for all this. I will see to it personally that Master Soren gets it back. Thank you. I trust you did not look inside. Oh, of course not. Because it is filled with numerous patent-worthy ideas, you see. Look, I know you're busy, but would you mind if I ask you a few questions about the case? Well, as I said, I must be getting back to Master Soren. So if you could make it quick, I would greatly appreciate it. Alright, I'll make this as quick as I can. I'd like to ask you about the cover-up you tried to pull off, if you don't mind. I told everything there is to tell in court already. Disposing of anything that may harm the Sprocket family's reputation is simply a part of my job. Sounds like a lovely job description. I have nothing more to say on the matter. I will say, I do not think it's wise to spend time on topics that have already been discussed. Right. Pierce, could you tell me more about this accident? Where did you find that? And did I not already tell you about the accident? You did, but you conveniently left out one crucial detail, the fact that Miss Gloomsbury was driving the car at the time. Oh, did I not mention that? I suppose it simply did not come up by then. If Mr. Gloomsbury caused the accident, why didn't the Sprocket family fire him? Wouldn't that usually be the natural consequence of such a huge mistake? Please don't misunderstand. Gloomsbury stayed on with the family. On Master Soren's request. What? That is the type of person Master Soren is. Perhaps it was the influence of Miss Selena's good, kind nature. She was such a sweet person that even in her last moments, she thought of Master Soren. Not only did Soren not hold a grudge against Gloomsbury, but insisted on keeping him on. No, I really don't understand how this guy's mind works. So, you were present for Selena Sprocket's last movements? Yes, it is in my professional capacity. The accident happened on the way to a certain party. And what kind of party was it? God, her outfit's gorgeous. It was Miss Selena's engagement party. Gloomsbury's injuries were minor, but Miss Selena's and Master Soren's were critical. They were brought to the Sprocket family's regular hospital. Wow, to have such a terrible thing happen on what was to be this day of celebration? Thanks to the surgeon in charge, Master Soren pulled through. But Miss Selena, she... The last word Miss Selena said to me were, "Please help Soren." Ever since then, I have attended Master Soren and tried to help him in any way I can. I see. Selena's fiancé must have been devastated. Indeed. The shock of losing Miss Selena was so great, he quit being a surgeon. He was a surgeon? Wait, so was the surgeon who tried to save them both, was he... Yes, he was Miss Selena's fiancé.
What a terrible tragedy.
Her tie is amazing, and I love her little earrings and the corset she's wearing. Ugh, I want one. How awful. So, where is her fiancé now? Good question. I wonder what that sometimes myself. So Selena had a fiancé. I'd like to find out more about him, but I doubt I'll find him anytime soon. So, are we done here? I'm afraid I must be going. Could you please tell me a little more about Soren? There is nothing more to tell. I can't seem to get any real answers out of him just by asking him questions. But there is a piece of evidence I still don't know much about. Maybe he'll be able to tell me something about it. Yes. Have you ever seen this kind of library before? No, I don't know anything about it. Sure you don't, buddy. My Magatama reacted. Pierce must be trying to hide something from me. Break those psyche locks and find out what. Well then. Pierce, you're hiding something from me about this candelabra, aren't you? It is one of the candelabras from the Flying Chapelle, is it not? Is there something special about it? Actually, yes. There's some blood on it, you see. I think the blood might belong to this person. I think the blood might belong to Soren. Soren has a rather nasty wound on his body, doesn't he? Yes, Master Soren was indeed injured. Are any of the other people involved in this case injured? Not as far as I know. I see. Then let me ask you this, Pierce. Do you suppose Soren could have been more directly involved than you're letting on? What in the world would make you think that? Oh, I've got my reasons. Mr. Gloomsbury's fingerprints were found on the candelabra's stem, which leads me to believe that Mr. Gloomsbury stabbed Soren with it. You cannot possibly think Master Soren is the one responsible for the murder. I don't have any conclusive evidence of that at the moment, but I do think he had a motive. This proves that Soren had a motive to kill Mr. Gloomsbury. Even though it was an accident, Mr. Gloomsbury was the man responsible for taking Soren's sister away. Let us suppose that Gloomsbury did stab Master Soren with the candelabra. Can you prove that it had anything to do with this case? He might have been stabbed at some other location, or for some other reason. Sorry, but I can prove it was related to this case. Oh, really? Soren's stabbing and Mr. Gloomsbury's death are definitely connected. Are they now? This is the piece of evidence that ties Soren's injury to Mr. Gloomsbury's murder. A bloodstain was found on the side of the lift that goes between the hole and the vista deck. Its blood matches the blood that is on the candelabra. I obtained the results straight from the police, so I can assure you that this information is correct. This bloodstain on the lift indicates an important fact. It shows us that Soren was at the crimes, there during the crime. Soren's blood is on the lift, which can only mean one thing. He was there, wasn't he? Soren was at the scene of the crime. You are very astute, Mr. Wright. It appears I cannot hide this from you any longer. Very well. I will tell you everything. Could you tell me about Soren's injury? Very well. This is what I heard directly from Master Soren himself. As you surmised, Master Soren was stabbed by Gloomsbury on the day of the murder. It happened after the first wedding reception. The happy couple was in the reception hall when suddenly Gloomsbury appeared. He attacked Miss Ellen and tried to take her away. Master Soren went to stop him and found himself in a struggle with Gloomsbury. That is when Master Soren was stabbed with the candelabra, he says. Even though Master Soren was badly injured, he went after Gloomsbury. So Soren really was at the scene of the murder, wasn't he? Yes, that is correct. However, by the time Master Soren arrived at the scene, Gloomsbury had already been murdered. So Pierce is saying that Soren was at the crime scene, but that he didn't have anything to do with the murder itself. Even still, why did you try to keep such an important piece of information from me? I am very sorry. Master Soren's injury and Gloomsbury's murder are not directly related, so I decided not to mention it, so as to not unnecessarily complicate the investigation. I mean, I disagree, so... Now then, I am sorry, but I'm afraid I really must be going now. Please excuse me. Thank you for your time.
You should have just told us everything in the first place and saved us all a lot of time.
Yeah, but I guess it isn't that simple for him. He is the family butler, after all. He sure didn't make our job any easier, though, did he? But at least we learned something new. Sora was at the scene of the crime.
That's true. One step forward is better than none. So, what next, Nick?
Let's see. The forensic team must be done investigating the reception hall by now, so let's go check it out.
Sounds like a plan.
It looks like the police are done with their investigation in here. I wonder if it's okay for us to take a look around. Oh, hi, Mr. Wright. Hi, Emma. Would it be alright if we investigated in this room now? Sure! The police are all done, so go for it. Oh, remember that broken lantern? I restored it to perfection. I have to say, it's some of my best work. Sounds like the repair job was a resounding success. Thanks, Emma. We'll take a good look at it too. Well, I have to get back to the station. And try not to mess up the crime scene if you can help it. We'll be careful. I'll be seeing you.
Bye-bye, Emma. Bye, Emma. And take care. And thank you.
Well, shall we get started then? Cool. But what really new is there to examine aside from... There it is. There are nades around. Here's a broken lantern. Well, patched up. I do mean patched. Emma said this was some of her best work, so I know she put in a lot of effort. It was pretty smashed up, so it must have been a lot of work to piece it back together. Well, she gets an A for effort at any rate. Huh? The wheel handle on the back has some blood. Looks like somebody gripped it with a bloody hand.
Maybe the blood got on there when the killer was putting old Doom and Gloom's body inside?
No, then someone would have noticed it.
Do you see anything else worth noting?
Well, there's another one of those lanterns over there, so it might be a good idea to really compare the two later. This is the unbroken Pegasus lantern. And this is the one Emma restored. I wouldn't say they look exactly the same, more like they're made up of the same parts.
Wait a minute.
What is it, Maya?
You think there's something off about this Pegasus?
Just about everything about it looks off to me.
I'm not quite sure what it is, but some detail's not quite right. Show me the restored lantern again.
Hey, I know. It's this, right?
What? Where?
This thing about the restored lantern that's off. It's the color of the wheel handle. Look, it's the wheel handle. It's a different color altogether. Emma got the inside and the outside wheel's handles switched around.
Oh wow, you're right. And there's blood on this handle, as if someone gripped it with a bloody hand.
Right. Which means that the blood got on the handle from inside the lantern.
Do you think the blood got in there when the killer was putting the body in the lantern?
It's really hard to say at this point. Is this where the murder weapon, the timekeeper, was displayed? I guess it's in police custody now. Huh? What's this? A key?
Let's ask a mate about it.
A good idea. She might be able to tell us something. Excuse me. Could I ask you a question? Oh, of course. What would you like to know? Do you know anything about this key? It's the key that starts up the timekeeper. It's startup key. That's right. Oh, the first startup of the love ceremony. The first startup of love ceremony was so beautiful. The bride and groom each had a symbol of their love, and when they put them together, oh, it was so romantic. Hi, Rod. Welcome on in. Is the case going? Hell yeah, it is. Case is going well. Heart-shaped key. First startup of love ceremony? Oh, what exactly does that entail? Oh, it's a ceremony in which the couple activated the timekeeper together for the first time. I suppose it was kind of like a cake-cutting ceremony? And what are these symbols of their love you mentioned? Well, it's kind of an industry secret, so I can't really say. I'm sorry, I'd better be getting back to my work. Looks like there's an order from above not to talk about it.
Hey, I think that tablecloth is new. They must have changed it since yesterday.
Huh? How can you tell?
Because the food stains that were there are now gone.
I should have known it's because it's food related.
It's another beautiful day outside, isn't it?
Yeah, if only it wasn't the scene of a murder and we could really enjoy it.
True.
Must be tough for the maids having to work on a beautiful day like today. Oh, we don't mind. Oh, whoa, I didn't think you could hear me way over there. We don't think of it as simply cleaning. It's more like we're wiping away all of the sadness stuck to the airship. Wow, talk about devoted. I guess we should check out everything of interest in this area.
Get a load of the huge set of doors. I bet all sorts of things come and go through there. Like an elephant.
I'm pretty sure it's just the bride and groom. This is a banquet hall, not a circus. Hey, take a look at that door. I wonder where it goes.
Shall we open it and see?
Oh, wait! Please don't open that. It's the emergency escape hatch. It leads directly outside. You'll fall to your death. Whew, that was a close one, huh, Maya?
I'll say.
Whew. Well, I think we've checked out everything relevant to this case. What are you two doing here? Wait, what are you doing here? Yeah, shouldn't you be in the fucking hospital, my dude? And why do you look... Soren, shouldn't you be resting in bed? You're injured. How do you know about that? Never mind. My notebook. Have you seen my notebook? I can't find it anywhere. My notebook. I need my notebook. What's the matter with him? My notebook. I have to have... Master Soren. Master Soren, I told you to stay in bed. My notebook. Here you go. Yes, this is it. So Soren gets emotionally unstable without that notebook of his. Looks looks like he's calmed down now. Soren, do you mind if I talk to you for a minute? I cannot allow you to do that. What if his wound were to open up again? He needs to rest. Ugh, I guess you're right. Now, if you will excuse us. Master Soren, let us retire. Alright?
There they go.
Pierce is right. I guess he really isn't in any condition to be questioned. Well, let's go back to the agency and sort through what we've learned. We're back. Anybody here?
Oh, hi, boss.
Athena, I thought you were with Trissy. I guess you could say that I'm taking a short break. But enough about me. What about the investigation? Did you find out anything? Well, it turns out that the third person Ellen says she saw at the crime scene might have been Soren Sprocket. Oh, what? Really? I always thought he seemed suspicious. The thing is, by the time Soren got to the Vista deck, the murder had already occurred, apparently. No way! I don't buy that, not for a second. It's a cover-up, I tell you. That's certainly a possibility. And as a lawyer, it's certainly a possibility I have to pursue, but what? Isn't your job... It's your job, right? So, pursue the heck out of it. Just do it. Yeah, but... is that really what's best for Ellen?
Soren could be found guilty if the truth comes out tomorrow. But if we don't pursue this possibility, Ellen could be found guilty instead.
Oh, man. Either way, it sure doesn't spell out happily ever after for the two of them. So, what are you gonna do, Mr. Wright? I can't let an innocent person get convicted, so I guess all I can really do is pursue the truth, even if it ends up devastating Ellen. What a tough call to make.
Still, there's always a chance, right? Maybe something will come up during the trial that will save their marriage.
I hope so. I really do. Well, Maya, let's go.
Break the news to Ellen, you mean?
Yep. Mr. Wright, please take me with you. I bet I could help you counsel Ellen through this piece of bad news. Athena, I appreciate the offer, but don't you have somewhere else to be? Do I? Athena! What are you doing here? I've been looking all over for you. Come on now. Let's get back to practicing. No, wait. My body can't take it anymore. Boss, you gotta help me. A lawyer always keeps their promises, Athena. But, boss... If you bail on me one more time, Athena, I'm going to use a real blade on you. Sorry, Athena, but somebody's got to do it. Better you than me, though. Hang in there, kiddo. Come on, Maya. We'd better get going. Hello, Ellen. How did your investigation go, Mr. Wright? Before I answer that, I need to ask you something. Was Soren with you when Mr. Gloomsbury attacked you in the reception hall? I'm sorry I kept it from you. I was afraid that he'd come under suspicion if I told you. So I kept quiet about it. I'm really sorry. I see. I thought it was probably something like that. Listen, Ellen, I'm afraid that I had to make a very difficult decision based on what I found out. What kind of a decision? This is very hard for me to say, but the mysterious person you saw at the scene of the crime was most likely Soren. What? In other words, in court tomorrow, I'm afraid I'll have to propose the possibility that Soren is the true culprit. No, Soren is innocent! No. But don't you see, if I don't try to pursue that line of thought, you'll be found guilty. No, no. Please, Ellen, calm down. Soren just can't be found guilty. I'd much rather I be found guilty instead.
Ellen, you can't let yourself think like that.
But, no.
Marriage is for life, right? Do you really think you can run away from the truth and still be truly happy with him?
You're not married, so how can you possibly understand? Sometimes you've gotta do whatever it takes to make things work.
But, Nick, you talk to her.
Hey, don't just dump this all on me. Mr. Right, I'm innocent, and Soren is too. So please, prove our innocence in court. I'll certainly do everything in my power. I just hope she doesn't lose control like this in court tomorrow. I'm hungry, man. Look at me working off a normal appetite like a normal person. Oh my goshness. My goshness. Hi, moo boy. Hi, moo boy. Let's get this over with. So, the one thing we found out yesterday is that Soren was there at the crime scene. I only hope I can get some testimony from him that'll get to the heart of the matter. Mr. Wright. Good morning, Ellen. Look, I'm afraid you might not like the result of today's trial. Nevertheless, don't tell me you're still thinking of going that route. Soren is innocent! You can't be found guilty. Take me instead. Ellen, please, try and get a hold of yourself. I believe in Soren with all my heart. So how dare you doubt him?
Regardless of which one of them is found guilty today, it's going to be devastating for Ellen, isn't it?
We'll just have to do everything we can. That's the best we can do, you know. The trial is about to begin, Mr. Wright. Alright, let's go, Maya.
Yeah.
Oh. Hello to you, Mr. Edgeworth. Our court is in session for the court is back in session for the trial of Ellen Watt. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Let's see now, where were we? In yesterday's session, we found out about the Sprocket family's conspiracy to cover up the murder of new Miss Gloomsbury with a second reception. Taking advantage of our collective shock, the defense, as usual, made a nonsensical claim. Namely, that there was a third person present who struck the victim. Hey! Don't try to make it sound like I made it all up. The defendant herself made a statement about the existence of a third person, and further investigation has only proven her statement to be true. And I presume the defense intends to focus on proving the identity of this third person? Is that all right with you, Mr. Edgeworth? Indeed, Your Honor. In fact, I predict that the defense will most likely attempt to name Mrs. Soren Sprocket as the true culprit. How did you... The driver during the accident that killed Mr. Sprocket's sister was the victim. Therefore, Mr. Sprocket had a motive to murder Mr. Bloomsbury. That's what you plan to assert, is it not, Mr. Wright?
Wasn't that transparent?
No, I just think he came to similar conclusions as you. Come now, Mr. Wright. Did you really think the police wouldn't uncover this information? Congrats on getting it in one. Mr. Wright. What the fuck does that mean? Is that a golf reference? It's a weird thing to just say, Phoenix. But you're wrong. Soren didn't do it. He's innocent. Miss Watt, please. He's innocent, I tell you. What is it, Mr. Wright? I thought your claim about the existence of a third person came from the defendant. It did. This is just a minor hiccup. Did you not discuss your strategy for today with the defendant, Mr. Wright? Starting off on the wrong foot again is seriously cutting into my lifespan. It would appear that the defense is in disarray. Therefore, the best way to clear things up is to ask Mr. Sprocket himself what happened. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call Soren Sprocket to the stand. What? Very well. Bailiff, please bring in Mr. Sprocket to the witness stand. You got nice shoes there, man. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Ow! There's something written on the paper airplane. I don't know how the paper airplanes keep hurting you guys when it hits you. Let's see. Soren Sprocket, Managing Director of Sprocket Aviation. Mr. Sprocket, please give your answers in words, not paper airplanes. Now then, Mr. Sprocket. Please tell that doubting lawyer that what really happened at the time of the crime. Well, Mr. Sprocket. Mr. Sprocket. Alright. You want me to talk about what happened when the crime occurred? In other words, after the first wedding reception. When Ellen and I were in the reception hall, right? Not even the power of the court can stop him from marching to the beat of his own drum. I was stabbed by Dumas in the reception hall, and I collapsed on the floor. The next thing I saw was Ellen and Dumas on the vista deck. I knew Ellen was in danger, so I headed for the vista deck. But when I got there, Dumas was already... I don't want to believe it, but it must have been Ellen. Nothing else makes sense. Wait just a minute here. You actually think Miss Watt killed the victim? That's right. Dumas was killed by Ellen. This is unbelievable. How can you suspect your bride, the woman you love?
Objection!
The truth can be cruel. Miss Watt, you must be very upset. Is there anything you wish to say? Oh, I can't believe this. Soren, I thought that at least you would believe in me. The best way now to show your love for your groom is to admit your guilt and try to atone. Soren?
Hold it!
Mr. Edgeworth, I haven't even cross-examined the witness yet. And quit picking on the clearly distraught.
Yeah, that's not cool, Mr. Edgeworth.
A court is where we seek the truth, and the truth is unyielding, even to the truly pitiful. Mr. Edgeworth, I find it distasteful to make a lady cry. Two, Your Honour.
So, what are you going to do, Nick?
If the third person Ellen saw on the Vista deck was Soren, then we have to prove Soren was there at the time of the murder. I don't see any obvious inconsistencies in this testimony, but we have to push forward.
Hold it!
Please tell me everything you can about when you got stabbed. After the reception, Ellen and I were enjoying a moment alone in the reception hall. Then Dumas appeared and stabbed me. He grabbed Ellen and the timekeeper and left the reception hall. Did Mr. Gloomsbury say anything at that time? I don't remember. After I was stabbed, I was immobilized by the pain. I see. The next thing I saw was Ellen and Dumas on the Vista deck.
Hold it!
The Vista deck, huh? But it was nighttime then. Could you really see them in the darkness? The moon was out, so I could see them clearly. From the looks of it, Dumas was trying to push Ellen and the timekeeper off the side. So you saw the defendant about to be thrown off the airship, you say? That's right. In such a desperate situation, it would only be natural for her to fight for her life, and the murder weapon was right there within her grasp. This isn't going well at all. I've got to do something fast. I knew Ellen was in danger, so I headed for the Vista deck.
Hold it!
I understand that your bride was in danger, but were you really able to move with a stab wound in your gut? I was desperately trying to push the pain out of my mind. I see. So adrenaline kicked in and gave you strength, is that right? I don't see much of anything in this statement I can refute. That's right. I almost passed out several times as I made my way to the Vista deck.
Hold it!
Are you absolutely sure, Mr. Sprocket, that by the time you got to the Vista deck, the murder had already been committed? Yes. But the Vista deck is just on the other side of the glass windows in the reception hall. Shouldn't you have been able to get there right away? Mr. Wright, have you investigated nothing? The only way to the Vista deck is to go to the hold and take the lift. No matter how much one hurries, it would take at least 10 minutes. Well, that's unhelpful. But Soren had to have gotten there before the murder, or my claim won't stand. Do you have any ideas for me, Maya?
It's definitely easier to prove that someone got to the hold, but they're not. I mean, you can't leave anything if you don't go someplace, right?
Can't leave anything. Wait a minute. I think Maya's onto something here. The lack of a certain something actually proves that Soren didn't go to the hold. What's the matter? Are you stumped already? No, I'm far from stumped, Mr. Edgeworth. I know for a fact that Mr. Sprocket didn't go to the hold. You and your paper-thin bluffs. Mr. Sprocket's bloodstain on the lift proves he went through the hold. So what possible proof could you have that he did not, in fact, go through there? You want proof? You got it. You can do this, Phoenix. There's got to be proof that Soren didn't go through the hole. Well, Mr. Wright? Proof that Sprocket didn't go through the hole would be the thing you fucking presented, Edgeworth. Yeah, he's not anyone there, isn't he? Isn't he?
Take that!
As anyone can see from the hold entry record, there's absolutely no mention of Soren Sprocket entering the hold. The defense asserts that Mr. Sprocket used a different route to get to the Vista deck. You can assert all you want, Mr. Wright, but can you actually prove another route exists? Can I prove the existence of another route in the Vista deck, you ask? Here's the thing. No, I don't think so. I absolutely do not fucking think so. At least not right now. I think we need to have a bit more of a discussion before I can. Well, now that I really think about it, I guess it's going to be hard to prove. But I can't back down now. The trial will be over if I do. There's only one thing I can do at a time like this. I can prove it. Even if it's just a bluff, I have to present something. Anything that could prove the existence of a faster route to the Vista deck. Very well then, Mr. Wright. The Sprocket hasn't got to the Vista deck. Mr. Sprocket made his way to the Vista deck through here. Well, the exit door, I suppose, is what you're trying to make me go for.
Take that!
To save his bride from danger, Mr. Sprocket opened the escape hatch and made his way along the outside wall to the Vista deck. Isn't that right, Mr. Sprocket? That would certainly be a much faster route to the Vista deck. I'm disappointed, Mr. Wright. Is that really the best you could muster? That escape hatch is not meant to be used to get from the reception hall to the Vista deck. One slip, and that's all it would take for Mr. Sprocket to plunge to his death. I have to agree, the defense's claim is really stretching it. I understand how it sounds, Your Honor. But at this point, it's too early to definitively say that he didn't go that way. So, that's what you're going with then, I take it? Of course, Your Honor! This is real life, Mr. Wright, not some cinematic drivel or comic book. Do you have some sort of logical explanation to share that would convince us of your claim? I do.
Are you sure, Nick?
Kind of. Actually, I have nothing. So, I'll just have to wing it somehow. As you always do, Phoenix. The best lawyers always do. On what do you base your theory that Mr. Sprocket made his way along the outside? My theory that he was able to go along the outside wall despite the danger is based on... These are all fucking stupid answers, Phoenix. What the hell? The power of authority, the power of love, or the power of money? Huh, I fucking wonder which one it was. Jesus fucking Christ. Do I seriously have to answer this goddamn question? I'm with Edgeworth. This is fucking bullshit, Phoenix. This is absolute bullshit. Oh my goodness, but it's obviously the power of love because it's marriage. To save the bride he loves, the groom risked his life and rushed to her side. Mr. Sprocket was able to make it to the Vista deck despite the danger. Because of the power of love. The power of love? Love is a source of strength that can help us overcome any obstacle. I think I can relate, thanks to my own long, happy marriage. Well, he actually seems to be applying it. The power of love, you say? What kind of illogical argument is hardly viable in court of law? Wouldn't you agree, Your Honor? I'm afraid not, Mr. Edgeworth. You should never underestimate the power of love. You'll understand one day when you get married, which I won't. You plan on never getting married, Edgeworth? Oh my goodness. Oh, come on. But the way we flirt in court, it's that you just don't want to. You don't want to have to break some poor woman's heart by flirting with me on public television? Is that it? Exactly what is so wrong with wishing to remain unwed? Way to set him off, Your Honor. Oh, I see. This is where the aromantic Edgeworth theories come from. It'll be retirement marriage with Wright. Oh my goodness. Come on, Edgeworth. You want to kiss him, don't you? Never mind all this unscientific nonsense. Are you aware, Mr. Wright, that at the time of the crime, there were huge propellers turning at full speed between the hatch and the vista deck? Even if a person were to go outside through the hatch, they'd be blown away in an instant. Where does your power of love get you now, Mr. Wright? A huge spilling propeller, you say? In that case, I have to admit it does seem impossible. Ugh, I should have known.
Nick, you can't make that kind of face in front of your client. The worst of times when our lawyers have to force their biggest smiles, right?
Right. I feel like I just saw Mia looking at me through Maya's eyes.
What's wrong, Nick? Why are you gaping at me like a giant sunfish?
Thank you, Maya. You just helped me remember something really important.
There it is. It's that feely smile I was looking for. Now, give us a mind-blowing theory, just like you always do.
I have to turn my thinking around. Instead of wondering how Soren could have moved past the huge propeller, I have to think of what would have made it possible for him to do so. Your Honor, Mr. Wright only makes that ridiculous face when his back is pressed against the wall. Jesus Christ, this... Edgeworth, you've said that to me before. You love backing me into a corner, Edgeworth. But, what a good fucking DLC case this is. This is a good DLC case, because it's like a good case. It is like a good, interesting case with a good and interesting premise, but also just injected with fan service, and I love it. Therefore, please do hurry and give your... Mr. Edgeworth, it's still far too early to discount my theory. What are you talking about? The airship's large spinning propellers have already been shredded it to pieces. But if we think a little more outside the box, I'm sure we can find a way he could have made it. Stop trying to stall, Mr. Wright, and show us how it could have even been remotely possible, if at all. I must agree with Mr. Edgeworth. Very well, Your Honor. There must have been a way. Some way that Soren could have moved along the wall in spite of the propeller. Now then, Mr. Wright, what specifically would have made it possible? This is how it would have been possible for Mr. Sprocket to get to the vista deck. he got to the deck some other way. The airship wasn't flying. What allowed Mr. Sprocket to go along the outside wall in spite of the propellers is the location of the flying chapel at the time of the crime. The location of the flying chapel. But wasn't it flying high in the sky? No, Your Honor, I'm afraid it wasn't. What? Then where was it? At the time of the murder, the airship wasn't flying through the sky, but moored. Fucked if I know. To the ground. What? And if the airship wasn't flying, then that means moored. Moored? Moored. Then why are there two O's? The propellers weren't turning. Stop wasting your lead, mate. In which case? Mrs. Sprocket could have gotten to the vista deck along the outside wall. Isn't that right, Mrs. Sprocket? I don't remember. Mood. Fucked if I know. Hopefully the word doesn't come up again, and so it doesn't matter. Ow. He stabbed himself with a pencil. Oh, it's got a little mark. Even if the propellers weren't turning, it would have been far too risky to go that way. Ah, but Mr. Edgeworth, you're forgetting the power of love. Yes, the amazing power of love. Not this again. Very well. For the sake of argument, let's assume this so-called power of love made it possible for Mr. Sprocket to move along the outside wall of the airship. Can you prove that the airship was tied to the ground as you claim, Mr. Wright? Well, I don't have any evidence that proves where the airship was at the time. You can prove it, can't you? Maya, can you think of anything we can use to prove it?
I can't say I can. Oh, wait! Didn't somebody see something outside the window at the time of the crime? I think I remember someone saying as much.
I have a piece of evidence that shows what was outside the airship. Well, what are you waiting for? Piece of evidence shows what was outside the airship at the time of the crime. You're not gonna like this one, Edgeworth.
Take that!
This piece of evidence shows what was outside the airship at the time of the murder. What kind of lousy drawing is that? It's actually really good. Did you see the way that furniture is drawn? Fucking peak. It's a drawing made by Larry Butts. And what can you prove with that with that poor attempt at artistry? Oh, fuck off, Edgeworth. Look how fucking good that is. That's so Edgeworth, you're just being mean at this point. Larry made this drawing before he switched the lanterns, so it must have been right around when the murder was being committed. Now, if I could direct the court's attention here... Is that pterodactyl? Does that mean that the airship went back in time to the Cretaceous period?
Objection!
We've already proven that time travel is nothing more than a gimmick, did we not? We did, and I have no intention of bringing that argument up again. But this drawing does show us an important piece of information. It shows us that the airship was actually on the ground. And what makes you so sure? That's easy. All you have to do is consider who made this drawing. Larry. That's right, it was Mr. Butts, and we both know what he's like. He must have seen something else and mistaken it for a pterodactyl. I can't argue with you there. Hey! Wait, just one doggone second here. What kind of moron do you guys take me for? I saw it with my own eyes. The pterodactyl flew right by the window, I tell you. I have the sharp eyes of an artist, don't you believe me? No. Nick? Nope. Some friends you guys are? What about the judge? You believe me, right, Your Honor? I'm sorry, but I'm afraid you need to leave this courtroom. Bailiff, if you would. Come on, buddy, let's go. Why doesn't anybody believe me? Don't take it personally, Larry. I know you're just being, well, you. Nothing. So, you're saying that what Mr. Butts really saw bears some relation to what was outside the airship at the time of the murder? Yes, Your Honor. At least I think it does. What this pterodactyl really will prove the airship was anchored to the ground. It had better, anyway. If it doesn't, my whole argument is a bust. If you're that confident about it, then please go ahead and tell us what it really was. Yes, Your Honor. Think, Phoenix. What could that pterodactyl have actually been? Well, we called attention to these being broken earlier, so... Please take a good look at the sign. It's at the sign. It appears to have been broken, and then repaired. But does the sign have to do with the pterodactyl? Please focus on this part of the sign. The part that broke off, and that got reattached. What about it? How about if we turn it like this? Oh, that shape! It's a pterodactyl in the drawing. What Mr. Butts saw was this chunk as it was being blown through the air by wind. What? On the day of the murder, there were some heavy winds in the area of the dock. But it's hard to imagine that this sign would make it up as high as an airship would fly. That means the flying chapel must have been anchored to the mooring dock that night. Isn't that right, Mr. Sprocket?
Objection!
That's more than enough of this power of love nonsense, you pop culture junkie. Phoenix, which one of us is a nerd? Because it's not fucking Phoenix. Present all the proof you want, but your argument is based far too much in conjecture. Why don't we return to a reality now? What do you mean, too much conjecture? Even if the airship wasn't flying, that alone doesn't prove the witness went along the wall. True, even now, it's no more than a possibility. Then how do you propose Mr. Sprocket got to the Vista deck, Mr. Edgeworth? I noticed something as I went over the evidence. Please take a look at the hold entry record. What about it? I don't see Mr. Sprocket listed on here anywhere. Don't you remember? In yesterday's session, we had a very similar kind of argument. Did we? Honestly, Mr. Wright, are you going senile already? We talked about Larry Butts using the defendant's key card to enter the hold. Oh, we did talk about that, didn't we? In other words, even if a person's name isn't on the entry record, it's still possible for that person to have entered by using someone else's card. Mr. Sprocket, you entered the hold with Mr. Nickty, didn't you? I did. What? Why didn't you tell us in the first place? Pierce is indispensable. I didn't want to mention him unnecessarily and risk having him wrongly accused. I couldn't do without him. Mr. Sprocket, I ask that you testify in greater detail about your movement that night. The truth is, I went to the Vista deck with Pierce. That's why my name doesn't appear on the hold entry record. I was badly injured from being stabbed, but I was frantic. By the time we reached the scene, it was all over. Well, that doesn't help me one bit. Mr. Sprocket, you've concealed information from us time and time again. Who do you think you are, treating this court of law with such irreverence? That being said, I do appreciate the testimony you gave just now. Thank you. We now know why your name doesn't appear on the entry record. Now there are no more inconsistencies in the witness's testimony.
That's Mr. Edgeworth for you. He never leaves a loose end dangling. You okay, Nick?
I wouldn't exactly call this situation okay. Somehow I'll have to coax the information we need for an opening out of them. If I can even can, that is. I've got a question. Does Soren have memory issues? Because earlier, when he was looking for his notebook, he asked how we knew about his injury, despite us being there when he collapsed. And he's got such detailed records about his everyday life that would indicate that he is documenting things for a very particular reason. So it would make sense that that reason is that he has memory issues. I'm not sure how it relates to the case, but I have a feeling it relates nonetheless. Went to the Vista deck with Pierce. You didn't mention this because you didn't want Mr. Nickety to fall under suspicion. Is that because he has something to hide? I just didn't want the police to take up his time with all their questions, that's all. Neither the company nor the household would function smoothly without it. I see. Wow, it sounds like Pierce is absolutely indispensable to the Sprockets. Anyway, getting back to your statement, when did you meet with Mr. Nickety? We met up on my way to the Vista deck. I think Pierce and some of my relatives were on another floor, but Pierce heard the commotion and came running to my side. He could hear the pandemonium all the way from another floor. Mr. Wright, would you like the current statement added to the witness's testimony? For now, yes. Yes, please, Your Honor. Very well.
Hold it!
Did Mr. Niggity come alone? I believe some of his subordinates were with him, but I don't remember exactly how many. He may say there were others, but seeing how they pulled that second reception off, I can't completely trust anything he has to say either. I see. So you, Mr. Niggity, and a few others headed to the Vista deck, is that right? That's right.
Hold it!
Your name doesn't appear on the whole entry record because you entered with Mr. Dickety using his keycard. That's right. So I guess the whole entry record doesn't matter as much as we thought. But now that Soren's saying he was with Pierce and a few others, it's pretty tough to refute that statement. What's the matter, Mr. Wright? Cat got your tongue. Did you finally realize there's no point to continuing this trial any longer? Of course not. Alright, wipe that smug look off your face. Mr. Sprocket, please continue with your testimony. Badly injured after being stabbed, but I was frantic. Speaking of your injury, how are you doing now? The knife wound is deep and continues to throb with pain. Fortunately, my internal organs were spared. But one wrong move would have spelled the end for me there. Even so, I've seen you up and about all over the place since the incident. I'm only following my doctor's orders to perform some daily light exercises. Mr. Wright, would you like Mr. Sprocket's statement about his condition added to his testimony? Not that it appears especially relevant to me. Might as well, so I can press it. Yes, Your Honor, I'd like it to be added to his testimony. I see, very well. My wound is quite deep and continues to throb with pain. By the time I reached the scene, it was all over. It's not all knife wounds, though. It's a candelabra.
Objection!
Mr. Sprocket, you just said your injury is a knife wound, didn't you? But the weapon you were stabbed with was this candelabra. A fact I know you're quite aware of. Very well. This is what I heard directly from Master Soren himself. As you surmised, Master Soren was stabbed by Bloomsbury on the day of the murder. It happened after the first wedding reception. The happy couple were in the reception hall, and suddenly Bloomsbury appeared. He attacked Miss Ellen and tried to take her away. Master Soren went to stop him and found himself in a struggle with Bloomsbury. That is when Master Soren was stabbed with the candelabra, he said.
Objection!
It must have been a simple memory slip that made him misspeak. It happens to everyone. It has nothing to do with the case. You must be pretty desperate to point out something so minute. I have to agree, Mr. Wright. You hardly need to make such a big deal over a small mistake. But I contend that it's an important inconsistency. Besides, I couldn't find anything else. This is the only thing I have to go on. And I say it's not important. Now, let's not waste any more time on this matter. I agree. Everybody has a little memory lapse every now and then. But, Your Honor, please let me explain. But can you? Can you really explain to this court what makes this slip so important? Yes, I can, Your Honor. After all, it was Soren himself who told Pierce that he had been stabbed with a candelabra. This is more than a memory slip. There has to be some kind of reason for it. Well, Mr. Wright, please explain why the witness's slip of the tongue is so important. The point to focus on here is why the witness would mistake the weapon used to stab him. Think carefully, Phoenix. This could very well change the course of the trial. I see. So why did the witness make that mistake, Mr. Wright? Mr. Sprocket identified the wrong weapon used against him because he has no memory of it. He doesn't remember the incident, let alone the weapon used against him. Not only that, but I believe Mr. Sprocket has some sort of memory disorder. Ugh, I fucking knew it. Therefore, the defense contends that Mr. Sprocket's testimony thus far is invalid. Just because you can't find a flaw in his testimony, you want to throw it all out. Your baseless claim is nothing but pure slander of the witness's character.
I am tomorrow, thank you, Bufai.
Stereotype Earth is correct, Mr. Wright. Can you explain your grounds for making this claim? Of course, Your Honor. I think of what Soren has said, how he's behaved. That's where I can find the clue. Very well, let's hear your argument then. My grounds for claiming that Mr. Sprocket has the memory disorder is his notebook. The notebook he always has with him. I saw daily events and information about the people around him recorded in it. Like a diary, perhaps? No, Your Honor, it's much too detailed to be an ordinary diary. It's more on the order of a database, actually. A database, you say? That's right. For some reason, Mr. Sprocket is apparently unable to retain memories. That's why he writes every little details of his life down in this notebook. How could you possibly know that for sure? He might just be an extremely compulsive person. I thought so myself too, at first. To be honest, we accidentally got a stain on the notebook yesterday.
You mean you got a stain on it?
Hey, you're the one who tried to grab it off of my... Never mind whose fault it was, just get to the point already. Right, sorry. Mrs. Sprocket. The page Miss Fay got a stain on yesterday. That's the page with the details of your stabbing on it, isn't it? No. I only write in this notebook because I'm very compulsive. Now, drop the subject already. Sorry, but I'm not convinced. I noticed how an odd fact about your notebook, Mr. Sprocket. On the earlier pages, you used it to write down invention ideas, but after a certain date, you started writing down a lot more and in much more detail. I believe your memory disorder stems from what happened on that date. Something so monumental, it caused a memory disorder, Mr. Wright. You don't know what you're talking about. Sorry, but I do know what I'm talking about, and this is the proof. This is the thing that caused Mr. Sprocket's memory disorder.
Take that!
You were involved in this car accident too, weren't you, Mr. Sprocket? And the shock of losing your beloved older sister is what caused you to develop your memory disorder. Is this true, Mr. Sprocket? Well, is it? Mr. Sprocket. It's true. That accident did something to my mind. What? Ever since that day, every time I go to sleep, I lose my memories. And when I wake up, the most recent thing I remember is the day I lost my sister. It's as if I'm constantly going back in time. What? That's truly tragic. An inconsolable time traveler who goes back in time whenever he goes to sleep. Besides, time travelers do exist, you know. But you wouldn't understand. So that's what Soren meant. He was talking about himself. The reactions of the people around me each time I awoke made me aware of my condition. That's why I decided to write everything down in my notebook, so I could move forward. So the only memories you have since that day are the ones written in that notebook? That's right. And since the page about your stabbing got stained, you couldn't read from it, could you? Just one more thing I'd like you to clarify for me, Mr. Sprocket. Exactly what are your feelings towards the victim? Mr. Sprocket's feelings towards Dumas Gloomsbury. That's right, Your Honor. The witness said that every time he wakes from sleep, his mind goes back to the day his sister died. Mr. Wright, you can't mean... Mr. Sprocket. Your pent-up feelings of anger and resentment towards Gloomsbury for the accident were renewed each and every time you woke, were they not? But you couldn't take it anymore, so you turned to murder, isn't that right? What? Mr. Wright, are you saying that the witness murdered Mr. Gloomsbury for revenge? Ugh. Well, Mr. Sprocket... Miss what? Your Honor, I did it. I killed Mr. Gloomsbury. No! What? Miss what? What are you trying to do? Oh, tell me, you still think you're still thinking of going that route? Soren is innocent! He can't be found guilty. Take me instead. Ellen, please, try and get a hold of yourself. I guess she really meant it. My Soren didn't do anything wrong. I'm the one who should be convicted. Are you to understand you're confessing your guilt? No, no, no! Ellen, why would you cover for me? After I testified that I thought you must have killed him. I'll admit, I couldn't believe my ears at first. But all I want is for you to be happy. Your happiness is my happiness, Soren. But without my notebook, I'd even forget those feelings of yours by tomorrow. Knowing that, do you still feel this way? You've loved me all this time, the same way you did before the accident. That's how I know that you're the same person I've always loved. No disorder can change that. Ellen. Your Honor, there are 2 things I'd like to correct. 2 corrections? What are they? First of all, I want to withdraw one of my statements. That's right. Dumas was killed by Ellen. Without memories to rely on, I took the police completely at their word. You can't be serious.
So that means Soren never really doubted Ellen in the first place, did he, Nick?
Ellen really does love Soren with all her heart, but in order to save her, I'll still have to go after Soren. I hope you can forgive me, Ellen. And what is your other correction, Mrs. Sprocket? The truth is, I never felt anger or resentment towards Dumas about my sister. What? Why not? That's because the one who caused the car accident was me. What? Order! Order in this court. Please continue, Mrs. Sprocket. I'm the one who killed my sister. To protect my career and my future. My father made Dumas take the blame in exchange for money and the position of lead servant. So you see, Dumas must have held a grudge against me, not the other way round. And he must have attacked Ellen to get his revenge on me. Are you sure about all of this, Mrs. Sprocket? Very sure. It's all been written down in detail in my notebook. That notebook is important evidence supplying background to this case. I must insist you submit it as evidence. The lawyer said I had turned to murder, but that's just not true. However, it is true that my older sister and Dumas are both dead because of me and my negligence. Soren had been writing nothing but ideas for his inventions in this until March 8th of last year, when he abruptly began to chronicle the events of each day in excruciating detail. However, details of the day of the murder have been rendered illegible by the bloodstain. I just glanced through Mr. Sprocket's notebook. I wasn't able to read the part about when he was stabbed due to bloodstain, but what's written here about his sister's car accident is exactly as they stated. Your Honor, as long as it matches what's written in the notebook, can we still take the witness's testimony as valid, in spite of his memory disorder? Yes, I believe we can. I understand now that the witness's memory is in disarray. But if what Mrs. Sprocket himself wrote in this notebook is true, then that means by the time Mr. Sprocket's party reached the scene, the victim had already been killed. Edworth's right. I'm still in the same bind as before. But should I really simply accept the contents of the notebook as a substitute for Soren's memory? Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think? Will you accept Mr. Sprocket's notebook as an official representation of his memories? I will accept as... Will I accept it? I don't know, because I do... So I do have certain reservations about it. Because I don't think it is I get the feeling that there is more to the notebook. I don't think it is purely simply his memories. I think there is something else fucking going on with it. Oh, wait a minute, Your Honor. The defense requests a chance to examine the notebook to see if it's trustworthy. Very well, but be quick about it. Thank you, Your Honor.
So how should we examine it?
Well, we should look at it from all different angles to see if there's anything suspicious. There's no point if I don't look at what's inside. I have to open it. With your permission, Sauron, here I go. Yikes. Oh, it's the page Maya got all stained. But I guess it's not going to be very helpful at the moment, so I should keep going. It's a large page that has writing on it. Something about this page doesn't sit right with me. I better take a closer look. Huh? A page that has been torn out, and it looks like there's something written on it. It looks like a page has been torn out here. Mrs. Sprocket, do you know what was written on it? Oh, that. I often tear out pages when I write somebody a note. I probably wrote something down for somebody, tore it out and gave it to them. That notebook must have a lot of pages in it. Oh yeah. That solves that then.
Objection!
Wait a minute. We can't ignore the possibility that something important was written on that page. But now that the page has been torn out, how can we identify what was written there? Well, let's see. To find out what was written on the page, we should hold it up to the light. Heat it with a lighter. That'll burn it. Use fingerprint powder. I mean, I didn't get a chance to use it earlier, so... If we use fingerprint powder on the notebook, we might be able to see what was written. Fingerprint powder? How would that help us find out what was written there? Well, if the writing left indentations on the blank page behind it, fingerprint powder could make those small indentations visible to the naked eye. Oh, stop. Fingerprint powder would only sully the notebook further. Mr. Wright, if you use the powder and still don't find anything, then you must accept that the notebook is a representation of the witness's memory. Alright, Your Honor, I understand. If I don't find anything, it's all over anyway. Powder, don't fail me now. I will now use fingerprint powder on the blank page to find out if we can see what was written on the torn out page. First, I'll apply the fingerprint powder. That's enough powder, and blow, blah blah blah. I know all this. If something does appear, I should switch to analyze, blah blah blah. Thank you, Phoenix, for... R to move camera. I feel like this is gonna take a lot of time. Yes. Okay. Dumas took Ellen to the Vista deck. Nope. R. Down. E. I struck and killed Dumas. And Q to analyze. And confirm. It says I struck and killed Dumas. This is huge. I struck and killed Dumas. That's what was written on the torn out page. Oh, what? It can't be. I don't believe it. There has to be some kind of mistake. Soren would never... could never... Miss... what? Bailiff, please get the defendant to the infirmary at once. Apparently, the defendant got too worked up. She's resting in the infirmary as we speak. Now then, please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. The notebook is all Mrs. Sprocket has to remember things by. With this critical page torn out, not even Mr. Sprocket himself knew the truth of what he'd done. I'm the one who killed Dumas. So it wasn't Ellen? Oh, thank goodness. Mr. Sprocket, does this mean you were at the crime scene during the murder after all? I guess I must have been. But, Mrs. Sprocket, can we really believe what's written in this notebook? Nobody touches this notebook but me. And when I sleep, it's under lock and key. I don't remember writing that I killed Dumas, but I guess I must have. Well, now that we have a confession, I'm afraid I must render my verdict. Of all the... Yes, Your Honor. Please give your ruling now, while Ella is asleep. I want the woman I love to be set free as soon as possible.
Soren really does love Ellen after all, doesn't he?
Yeah. So this is how it ends. But is that how it really went down? Is there really no way for them both to be happy? I know we should consider anything written in the notebook to be the truth, but still, I myself wrote of the crime in my notebook. No further proof is necessary. Soren himself wrote it in his notebook? Wait a minute. Very well. I will now give my verdict. Ellen is about to be found not guilty, and Soren will be convicted for the crime instead. And yet, am I really ready for the judge to give his ruling? No, not when there's still so many avenues left to explore. This court finds the defendant Helen what? Your Honor, there's still something that bothers me about that notebook. Oh, is there? What are you doing, Mr. Wright? All you have to do is keep quiet and your client's a free woman. I know, but I think there might be more to this case than meets the eye. I'm not quite sure yet, but I think there still might be a way. A way for Ellen and Soren to be happy. What do you mean by more than meets the eye, Mr. Wright? I believe the question here, Your Honor, should be, why was the incriminating page torn out in the first place? Why, to destroy the evidence, I would imagine. But removing it from the notebook is the same as removing it from Sprocket's memory, which means he wouldn't have been able to trick the police if he came under suspicion. No, if he wanted to cover up his crime, he would have to remember that he had done it. Just what are you getting at with this line of inquiry, Mr. Wright? Yes, please explain it so that we can all understand. Yes, Your Honor. The page was torn out of the notebook because he wanted to forget what had happened. It was torn out by accident. Someone else tore it out. The incriminating page was torn out by somebody else. What? Order! Are you claiming a third person interfered with the notebook? It's not all that surprising if you consider what's happened up until now. After both the car accident and the murder of Dumas Gloomsbury, there was always a cover-up not far behind. But I had my notebook with me at all times. Did you? Because I remember you were in a panic yesterday because you couldn't find it. That's true. So who orchestrated this particular cover-up, Mr. Wright? If we think back over the course of this trial, it's pretty easy to guess. The one who tried to tamper with Soren's memories is Mr. Pierce. One who tampered with the notebook in order to manipulate Mrs. Sprocket's memory is Pierce Nickday. Pierce tried to tamper with my memories. Pierce was manipulating me. Case in point, the two receptions that were held to cover up the murder. It was Mr. Nickady who directed the guests and orchestrated the whole entire scheme. No, it can't be. Which of my memories are mine and which have been rewritten? When did he start rewriting my memories? Who wrote this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and... Oh, you poor guy. That's fucked, honestly. Yeah. He literally took off. What?
Look, Nick, he's coming back down.
Oh, I'm sorry, mate. My memories. Ellen. Mr. Sprocket? Bailiff, please get Mr. Sprocket to the infirmary on the double. Mr. Sprocket has been taken to the infirmary. We don't have to worry about him running away, so let us resume where we left off. Your Honor, the defense would like to call Pierce Nickday to the stand. We already know he carried out the cover-up to protect the company and Mr. Sprocket. What more do you want from him? This time, it's different. The notebook, or rather, Mr. Sprocket's memories, have been tampered with. That means the only person who knows the whole truth is now Mr. Nickday. Don't tell me. Are you actually trying to drum up a third suspect in order to exonerate the defendant and her groom? I'm not drumming up anything, nor do I have grounds to accuse him of anything yet. So, all I know is that Mr. Nickday is the only one who knows the truth. And I think he's still hiding something. Something we don't know about yet. No grounds yet, is it? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution consent to calling the witness to the stand? It does, Your Honor. However, I would like a little time to talk with the witness before we do. Very well. We will break for 20-minute recess. Wow, a recess. Everyone loves a good recess. Ugh. After we finish this, I'm gonna make myself some lunch. Now we'll have to face Pierce on the stand. Not sure if I should be surprised or not. One thing's for sure, he won't be an easy adversary.
So, do you think Pierce did it?
It's too early to say anything at this point, but I do think he's still hiding something. Nick!
Why didn't you pin everything on Soren Loser back there?
Looks like Larry still hasn't given up on Ellen. If that Pierce guy is a real bad guy, then Soren and my Ellie will live happily ever after together. Larry, that's not the kind of thing a decent human being says.
Shame on you, Larry.
Oh, boo-hoo. You think I don't know? I know I have to give up on my Ellie. But Nick, promise you'll make her happy. She deserves a happily ever after. I'm sure Soren will make her happy once all of this is said and done. Trial is about to resume, Mr. Wright. Alright, you ready, Maya?
Yep, let's go.
I'll be rooting for you, Nick. This court is back in session. Witness, please take the stand. Hello, sir. Please state your name and occupation. My name is Pierce Nickday. I am the Sprocket family butler. Let's get straight to the point, Mr. Nickday. Someone tore out a page from Mr. Sprocket's notebook to manipulate his memories. And that person was you, wasn't it? That is correct. What about it? Well, that was easy. So, why did you do it? Why did you tamper with Mrs. Sprocket's notebook? Please allow me to explain. It pains me to do this, but I will tell you the truth.
It pains you?
That is correct. For my testimony will go against Master Sauron's wishes.
Sauron's wishes?
What is he talking about? I rushed to the Vista deck, but the crime had already been committed. I saw Miss Ellen in Bloomsbury collapsed, and Master Sauron writing in his notebook. Master Sauron said to me, "I'll take the blame for the murder, so please take care of Ellen." But I went against his order. I tore the page out of his notebook and hid the body. Wait a second. What Mr. Sprocket was writing in his notebook at the time, could it be... It was meant to be a confession as admission he'd killed Bloomsbury himself. He wrote that message to take the blame for Miss Watt? That is correct. Master Sauron did hit Bloomsbury with the timekeeper to save Miss Ellen. Then Mr. Sprocket was the culprit after all. However, that blow did not kill Bloomsbury. That makes sense. Mr. Sprocket's injury couldn't allow him to put much force into it. Enraged, Bloomsbury tried to attack Master Sauron, who was already seriously wounded. But just as in the nick of time, Miss Ellen hit Bloomsbury from behind, and finished him off, it would seem. So the one who inflicted the fatal blow was the defendant. Yes, that is correct. But Master Sauron tried to take all of the blame onto himself.
No way. This is pretty bad, Nick.
No kidding. Pretty bad is an understatement. Well, well, Mr. Wright. It seems your decision to call for Mr. Nickety has backfired. For the true culprit behind this case remains the defendant, Ellen Watt. Could this get any worse? But Pierce was involved in the cover-up plot,
And I bet he still has something to hide.
I rushed to the Vista deck, but the crime was already been committed. Wait a minute. I thought you went to the Vista deck with Mr. Sprocket. Actually, that is not true. What? What do you mean? I found this out afterwards, but Master Sauron went to the Vista deck alone. He went out the escape hatch in the reception hall and went along the outside wall. What? You can't be serious. You mean Mr. Wright's adulterated guess was actually correct? What's with the adulterated? I suppose truth really is stranger than fiction. So, Mr. Nickety, when you got to the scene, you saw Mr. Bloomsbury, Miss Watt, and Mrs. Sprocket. Is that right? That is exactly right. I saw Miss Ellen and Bloomsbury collapsed, and Master Sauron writing in his note.
Hold it!
So, when you and your group arrived at the Vista deck, the murder had already been committed. That is correct. Bloomsbury had already been struck. Miss Ellen had lost consciousness, probably from the shock of the incident. And how did Mrs. Sprocket appear? He was bleeding from a stab wound he had received from Bloomsbury. Barely conscious, he was writing something in his notebook. So the mysterious third person Ellen saw really was Sauron then. Master Sauron said, "To me, I'll take the blame for the murder, so please take care of Ellen." So Mrs. Sprocket wrote a note of confession in order to take the blame from Miss Watt? Yes. That notebook is the only form of memory Master Sauron has. So you understand that what his action meant, I trust.
Oh, what did it mean, Nick?
Sauron, everything in that notebook is true, so Sauron tried to take the blame by altering his own memory to make himself think he did it.
No.
Master Sauron truly loves Miss Ellen. It must have been love that made him do that. But I went against his order. I tore the page out of his notebook and hid the body.
Hold it!
Mr. Nickety, could you please tell this court about that in more detail? That, you say? Which part do you mean, Mr. Wright? Could you be more specific? Oh, alright. Hiding the body. Please tell me more about the hiding of the body. Very well. After saying he would take the blame, Master Sauron passed out. That's when I hid the body. I quickly took the lift down to the hold, where I hid Gloomsbury's still warm body and the spare peggable lantern. So it was you who hid the body, not the defendant. To think Mr. Butts would move the lantern containing the body to the reception hall, well, I did not see that coming. I don't blame you, and not even Larry can predict what Larry will do next. Maybe I should take another look at the lantern in evidence?
Okay, yeah.
In the hold, I hid the still warm body of the spare peggable lantern. Stored lantern, there's a blood stain on the inside wheel handle, as if someone gripped into the bloody hand. Can I really present that now, though?
Objection!
Could it be? Is that what happened? If what I'm thinking is true, then maybe I can prove neither Ellen nor Sauron did the deed. Mr. Nickety, you said the body was still warm when you hid it, correct? So then, what if Mr. Gloomsbury was still alive when you put his body inside the lantern? What? What? That's preposterous. Actually, this shows the victim might have still been alive while inside the lantern. I'm afraid you'll have to point out which part you're talking about, Mr. Wright. This part shows that the victim might have still been alive inside the lantern.
Take that!
As you can see, the back end of the lantern is on the back end of the lantern's a door, and there's blood here on the wheel handle. That bloodstain must have gotten there when the witness put the body inside the lantern. It in no way shows that the victim drew his last breath while within the lantern. I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth, for you see, in putting the lantern back together, the police inadvertently placed the inside handle on the outside and vice versa. In other words, the wheel handles got swapped. Oh my! So they got swapped. Yes, they got swapped. What? But that's ridiculous. Not at all. If you compare the other male peggable lantern in the reception hall, it's quite obvious that the wheel handles were attached backwards. The detective in charge of the restoration will see me in my office later. Sorry, Emma, and good luck. In that case, what does the bloodstain on the wheel handle mean? The bloodstain didn't get there by chance. When the victim was put inside the lantern, he was only unconscious, not dead. When he regained consciousness, he probably tried to get out of the lantern. So he grabbed the inner wheel handle, and that's when the blood got on it. That proves that the victim was still alive when he was inside the handle. Inside the lantern. At the time, I was completely convinced that Gloomsbury was dead. Had I checked more carefully, he might have survived. Unfortunate to be sure, but not significant enough to change this trial's outcome. Again, I disagree, Miss Redworth. It actually has a very significant impact on this case. The victim was struck by the defendant and then died from his injuries sometime later. There's nothing more to it.
Objection!
That's where you're wrong. Let's take another look at Mr. Bloomsbury's autopsy report, shall we? Please focus on the description of his injuries. It says one contusion was found on the back of the head and one on the side. Yes, the one Mr. Sprocket gave him and the one Miss Watch delivered to finish him off. No, the defense would like to submit a different interpretation. A different interpretation. The victim was knocked unconscious by the first blow and was then put into the lantern. Then, what about the lethal blow by the defendant and the witness that the witness talked about? Yes, well, that didn't happen. After some time, when the victim regained consciousness and tried to get out of the lantern, that's when he received the second blow and was finished off. Taking into account the fact that the victim was alive for a period of time after the first hit, and that he did receive a second blow to the head, it does seem entirely possible. Yes, as long as the first blow didn't kill the victim instantly, then there's a possibility that someone other than Mr. Sprocket or Miss Watch delivered the fatal blow. That's all you've got. Even if there was a time lag between the two blows, the prosecution's position doesn't change. What? What do you mean? It's elementary, Mr. Wright. After the reception, when the defendant was cleaning up the reception hall, the victim, who was supposed to be dead, suddenly came out of the lantern. The defendant grabbed the murder weapon, which was right there, and finished him off. That theory sounds awfully familiar. Of course it does, Your Honour, because it's exactly what I proposed at the very start. The second blow was inflicted by the defendant after all. I see. It seems the tangle of mysteries has unravelled into a single thread. But as long as there's a possibility that the fatal blow was delivered by a third person, then we must continue the deliberations. Give it up, Mr. Wright. Unless you have something to prove the presence of your precious third person.
Okay, Nick, just relax. You can do this. And come on now, and take some deep breaths.
Good idea. Deep breaths. Deep breaths.
There! Don't you feel better already?
Maya's right. I should calm down, get my focus back, and go over everything again. And then, hopefully, I'll be able to find something to prove there was a third person. Let's see. First, why did Bloomsbury attack Ellen?
Because he was tired of taking the blame for the accident?
But something about that line of reasoning doesn't feel quite right to me.
No? How come?
Well, if it's just a personal vendetta, he had already stabbed Soren. So why then was he so determined to go after Ellen?
You're right. This whole thing feels too premeditated for a crime of passion.
But Mr. Bloomsbury didn't seem to have a personal grudge against Ellen. If Bloomsbury didn't have a personal reason to attack Ellen, then... You've taken long enough, Mr. Wright. Now it's time for some action. What proof do you have that a person was involved? Alright, I'll show you. I'm not completely sure of what I'm doing yet, but it looks like I'm out of time. This is a piece of evidence that proves the involvement of a third person. Well, you are right, we haven't really talked about this yet. And I would wager that there is something there.
Take that!
I get it now. Now I see why this note bothered me so much when I first saw it. It looks like a note outlining the murder plot. That note was apparently written by the victim, but why would he feel the need to write instructions to himself like this? Your Honor, please take a look at this note. This is the victim's murder plan, right? It's definitely a murder plan, but what if Mr. Gloomsbury didn't write this note himself? What? This is how you intend to conjure up your mysterious third party, Mr. Wright. Can you even prove that note wasn't written by the victim? Yes. Yes, I can. Very well then, please present your evidence, Mr. Wright. The evidence that proves the victim didn't write this note. I don't. I feel like it has something to do with him being left-handed, but I'm not left-handed, so I don't understand. So it would be this to prove that he's left-handed?
Take that!
This is the weapon Mr. Gloomsbury used to stab Mr. Sprocket. I was wondering what you'd pull out this time. Dare I ask what that could possibly have to do with the note? Mr. Gloomsbury's prints were found on this candelabra, and the prints were from his left hand. So that makes the victim left-handed, correct? Exactly, Your Honor. The police looked into it too and confirmed as much. Now take a look at the smudged writing on this note. Notice how the smudging only starts from the middle of each preceding line. Had this been written by a lefty, the writing would be smudged from the far left end. This means that whoever wrote this note was definitely right-handed. In other words, somebody other than the victim wrote this note. What? But if somebody other than Mr. Gloomsbury wrote it, then what does this note mean? Mr. Gloomsbury followed this note to the letter when he attacked Miss Watt. So clearly this note isn't a murder plan written by Mr. Gloomsbury, but rather these are instructions to kill Miss Watt issued by somebody else. If it wasn't the victim who wrote these so-called instructions, then who wrote it? Most of the people involved are right-handed, you know. That is correct. The majority of the family and their employees who were in the airship are indeed right-handed. I must say, that is a very rough and slipshod conjecture. Fucking whatever, dude, you've proposed. I admit I haven't figured out who wrote it just yet.
Leave it to Mr. Edgeworth to go for the jugular.
This culprit who ordered Gloomsbury to attack Ellen, what could their motive have been?
It doesn't seem very likely Ellen did anything to incur anybody's wrath, right?
Right, it's not likely, anyway. In that case, it has to be about Soren.
If somebody were to hold a grudge against Soren, what would it be about?
That accident, I guess. I could understand if Gloomsbury felt resentful about having to take the blame,
but the one who lost the most in that accident was Soren's sister. She lost her life after all. Soren suffered too, of course. He was crushed by losing somebody so precious to him.
Somebody precious, huh? Soren's sister. Wait, there's one more person. You know, the guy with the sister's watch? Or sit. I knew I had reason to be suspicious of you the second you showed up. It's always the man in gloves. There's someone else who must have hold a grudge against Soren.
Did you figure something out?
I think so. I think there's somebody else Gloomsbury used Gloomsbury to try and get revenge against Soren. Did you say somebody tried to get revenge against Mr. Sprocket, Mr. Wright? The person who manipulated and used Mr. Gloomsbury was Selena's fiancé. The person who used Mr. Bloomsbury to try and get revenge on Mr. Sprocket, and then finished Mr. Bloomsbury off to silence him, was a man dear to Mr. Sprocket's older sister, Selena Sprocket's fiancé. Not that I'm not positive, but it's certainly possible. This fiancé could have made Bloomsbury attack Ellen to get his revenge on Soren. What? A fiancé? Order in the court. Order, I say. Yes, it does seem quite believable that Miss Selena Sprocket's fiancé would bear a grudge against Mr. Sprocket for his role in the accident. Exactly, Your Honour. Maybe her fiancé was trying to murder Miss Watt in order to make Mr. Sprocket experience the same pain he felt. Miss Sprocket's fiancé was a surgeon, if memory serves, but the only people who attended the reception were family and staff members. That may be, but then that just means that Miss Sprocket's fiancé must have been among those who attended.
What? Really?
Of course, otherwise, how could he have killed Miss Bloomsbury?
Oh, I see what you're doing. This is just another giant bluff, isn't it?
Don't worry, Phoenix, I already figured it out.
I got you, buddy.
Alright, I'll bite. Who exactly do you claim this fiancé to be? Yes, I would like to know as well.
Are you sure you're gonna be okay, Nick?
Maybe? When it comes to suspicious people, there's only one person on my list. I need to find something that connects him to Selena. This will help us identify Miss Sprocket's fiancé.
Take that!
Please take a look at this photo, Your Honour. That photo. Notice Miss Sprocket's pocket watch. Haven't we seen it somewhere before? Yes, now that you mention it, I do feel like I've seen that somewhere before. I believe we've all seen it, right here in this very courtroom. Impossible. That's right, the pocket watch in this photo is the same pocket watch Mr. Nickety has on him right now. What? This is clear proof of a strong connection between Pierce Nickety and Selena Sprocket. No. Well, Mr. Nickety, is this true? Mr. Nickety, you were once engaged to Selena Sprocket. That pocket watch, you keep it as a memento of her, don't you? Mr. Nickety, you plan to rob Mr. Sprocket of his loved one. To make him feel the same pain as you, isn't that right? But Mr. Sprocket managed to fight back and knocked Mr. Bloomsbury unconscious. You thought Mr. Bloomsbury was dead and hid his body in the lantern. But then you noticed Mr. Bloomsbury regained consciousness. And so you finished him off to prevent the plan from being exposed. This is the defense's take on what really happened in this murder case. Mr. Wright, does this mean you wish to officially accuse this witness of the murder of Miss Bloomsbury? Does the defense accuse Nickety? Of course I fucking do! I've been saying it this whole time. My #1 suspect. Never trust the pretty men in gloves. That's all I've been taught with this. It's always the pretty men in gloves. The defense indicts Pierce Nickety on the charge of murdering Miss Bloomsbury. Oh my! Mr. Nickety, would you care to respond? Man, this lawyer just yaps on and on and on. As you guessed, this watch is a memento of Selena. It stopped working at the time of the accident, though. Then you really are... Yes, I was Selena's fiancé. And not just her fiancé, but the surgeon beside her deathbed.
Objection!
Mr. Nickety, why didn't you tell me any of this before? Shut it, you useless prosecutor. I thought you could be of use, but apparently this case was too much for you. What did you say? If your office hadn't stuck its nose all up in this, I could have swept it under the rug. Not only did you interfere with the case, but even let me fall under suspicion. That's because you kept trying to cover things up on the sly. But covering things up wasn't your only involvement. The only person who had a motive to use the victim to try and kill Miss Watt was you. Ooh. That's the third explosion we've witnessed in this courtroom. Fourth, actually. There's been a lot of explosions. Oh. Malignant tumors. There are malignant tumors in this courtroom, lesions oozing with false charges. The tumors are my idiotic lawyer and one useless prosecutor. After the truth is revealed, I'll have the both of you incised from the legal world. Sorry, May, but we're too important. I'd like to see you try. With the power of the Sprocket family, it'd be a cinch. I will now begin the operation.
What in the world happened to Mr. Nickety?
Looks like he's finally showing his true colors.
Nick, look at what he did to that shoulder mech.
Oh my goodness! Exactly! Oh my god! Oh my goodness! Oh my... My. I didn't realize you had that in you, sir. Let's keep going, shall we? Quit your yapping before I suture your chatty lips shut.
It's like he's a completely different person.
Sure looks like it, huh? We can't let our guards down now. Mr. Nickety, it's finally time for you to testify. To the truth. Seems we're entering the final act of it at last. Witness your testimony, please. Oh, goodness me. You've got a long coat, do you? Ah, I see why this is tied with the right to remain silent. Gonna give us fuck all, are you? Well then, if you're not going to defend yourself, then you do realise what this means. We can indict you all we want. I've experienced this before. Mr. Nickety, why didn't you say anything? You just took a picture of me. Or something. You want me to voluntarily testify, hoping I will make a slip of the tongue. Not a very impressive plan, or brain, I might add. Ow, that was uncalled for. If you want to know something, you ask the questions. I will answer, but I have no intention of making any voluntary statements of my own. I mean, okay.
What's he trying to do, Nick?
He's using the silent treatment as a strategy to avoid getting tripped up. Clever guy. No more lies, Mr. Nickety. You will tell us nothing but the truth now. What do you think you're doing? No one asks you to speak. Just keep quiet over there and play with your frills. How dare you! Well, this is a rather unconventional situation, but please proceed, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Very well.
Hold it!
If you won't speak voluntarily, then I guess I'll just have to ask him something. What question should I ask? Your reason for killing Bloomsbury. Isn't it true that when Mr. Bloomsbury regained consciousness inside the lantern, you murdered him in order to silence him? He was an excellent employee and very loyal to me. Bloomsbury was my right-hand man. I'd suffer the most from losing him. You really think I'd kill a guy like that? That would make sense only if you were innocent. But since your goal was revenge, you don't really have a care about something like that. But I am innocent, I tell you. Oh. Don't make that pose, please. Don't try to force your conjectures onto me. I guess without decisive evidence, I can't pursue this line of questioning any further. Mr. Wright, would you like a statement to be added to witness testimony? Yes, please, Your Honor. Every little bit I can drag out of him helps, right? Bloomsbury was my right-hand man. I'd suffer the most from losing him.
Hold it!
You've been nursing a grudge against Mrs. Sprocket over the loss of your fiancé. Isn't that right? I'd be lying if I said I felt no resentment whatsoever. But Master Soren didn't cause the accident on purpose. Master Soren himself has suffered greatly. But you quit being a surgeon and found a way to get even closer to Mr. Sprocket. Wasn't that so you could carry out your revenge on him? Don't insult me. Supporting Master Soren and Sprocket Aviation was my life's work. Is my penance for not being able to save Selena. This is how I honor her. I feel your devotion as both a fiancé and a surgeon. Your statement breaks my heart. I never thought of exacting revenge on Master Soren. Never thought of it, huh? I guess I should probably take that with a pound of salt. Yes, please add it to the testimony. So I actually have a fucking testimony. I never thought of exacting revenge on Master Soren.
Hold it!
If he won't speak voluntarily, blah 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 blah, tell me about your actions on the day of the crime. On the day of the incident, you were constantly surrounded by your subordinates. Is that true? Absolutely. I was in someone's line of sight at all times. After all, I was busy taking care of every detail of the event. Mr. Redworth, I believe your investigation backs up my claim. I got statements that said groups of his subordinates worked with him in rotation. So he was always with someone. As the prosecutor just said, I couldn't have even get close to the lantern containing Bloomsbury by myself, let alone kill him. Pierce didn't have a chance to get close to the victim alone, huh? That's alright, would you like the statement to be added to the testimony? Yes, please. I have a feeling. I was always in the company of others. I didn't have an opportunity to murder Bloomsbury. Yes, you're in the company of others, but it is entirely possible that no one would notice you.
Objection!
Mr. Nickety testifies that he was always with someone at the time of the incident, and never had a moment alone to commit the crime. Yes, then the police investigation backs that statement up, doesn't it? But there was an opportunity, in fact, one and only one. A moment when Mr. Nickety could have killed Mr. Bloomsbury without anyone noticing. What? And the one thing that made that moment possible is shown here in this photograph. With all those people watching, I couldn't have possibly committed murder. Do not believe him, Your Honor. This lawyer is a malignant tumor. He wants to infect this judicial body. Mr. Nickety, I would ask that you keep quiet this time. We need to evaluate the defense's claim, and your yammering only serves to throw further suspicion your way. Mr. Wright, let's see this one thing you mentioned. But be warned, this had better not be one of your offhanded claims. Who do you think you're talking to, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, Mr. Wright. Please point out to us the one thing that made the moment of the murder possible. That one moment then when it was possible for Mr. Nickety to kill Mr. Bloomsbury. The one thing that made that single moment possible was this. The one thing that made the moment of the murder possible is the thick mood fog that engulfed the entire reception hall. It is under the cover of this fog that Mr. Nickety murdered the victim. What? Mr. Nickety was standing right next to the lantern that Mr. Bloomsbury was in. This was the only moment the murder could have been committed without being seen. I can accept that there was a moment when the witness was obscured by others by fog. But that doesn't prove Mr. Nickety killed the victim at that very moment. If you can't prove the crime was committed during the reception, the trial ends here. I was so caught up in finding a foothold that I forgot to think that far ahead. Well done, Mr. Edgeworth. It's time to call this trial's time of death. Well, Mr. Wright, can you prove the murder happened during the reception? Don't even bother. His claim is dead on arrival. Victory is within our grasp, prosecutor. Quiet, witness. I have no interest in victory. All I care about is the truth. Oh, kiss your husband, Edgeworth. One that can only arrive at through further deliberation. Edgeworth. Enough of this! Your Honor, this trial is over. No, Mr. Nickety, that is for me to decide. Mr. Wright, can you prove it? Can you prove that the murder was committed during the wedding reception? Oh, yes, no verdict yet! He is obviously out of questions. Out of answers. The prosecutor, the judge, they're all affected. Their malignant stupidity is so advanced not even the best surgeons can save them. In fact, not even a brain transplant could cure them. This court is infected with idiocy. It's a pandemic.
Objection!
Mr. Nickety, that's enough already. Finally ready to give up, are you? No, just the opposite, actually. I'll prove the murder was committed during the reception by you. You'll prove it. Can you really, Mr. Wright? Yes, I can, Your Honor. To be honest, I don't know exactly how I'll do it just yet. But if I want to get the truth Edgeworth was talking about, I'll just have to find a way. Very well, Mr. Wright. Let's have your proof. Enough of this foolishness! It's all bluffing. Stop him from speaking, Your Honor. I will do nothing of the sort. You would just a district court judge with the... Enough of your foolishness, Mr. Nickety. This judicial body will not succumb to the influence of money or power. Now then, let's hear it, Mr. Wright. Let's hear your truth. Think, Phoenix. Remember everything you've learned so far. You can do this and just find the definitive evidence that will lead us to the truth. Thank goodness, because I wasn't sure. Think, Phoenix. How can you prove the murder took place during the wedding reception? If Pierce committed the murder during the reception, then he had to have used... the reception photo, his shoulder mech. He very well could have. He had to have used the murder weapon? Yes, the weapon was used to strike the victim twice. According to the autopsy report, the victim was hit by the same object both times, so without a doubt, Pierce used it to commit the murder. The weapon used to kill Bloomsbury was the timekeeper. If Pierce struck the victim during that one single moment, then he must have used a timekeeper. Come to think of it, wasn't it also used for something else during the reception? During the reception, the timekeeper was also used for the first startup of love. The timekeeper had been activated. That's right. The timekeeper had been activated during the reception. If we activate the timekeeper again now and find any trace evidence of the murder, that would be conclusive proof that Bloomsbury was killed during the reception. A special ceremony took place during the reception in question. What kind of special ceremony? It was called the first startup of love. Apparently, the couple activated the timekeeper for the first time during it. Does that mean the timekeeper here in evidence isn't activated at the moment? And what would happen if we were to activate it? Why don't we see for ourselves? It would give us a chance to examine it. And while we're at it, we just might find some conclusive evidence. What? No, you can't activate it. Mr. Nickety, keep quiet or I'll have you thrown out of court. By the way, Mr. Wright, this is supposed to be a time machine, right? We aren't going to travel back in time to the Stone Age or anything, are we? I don't think you have to worry too much about that, Your Honor. I'm still a little nervous nonetheless, but the truth must be known. Very well, go ahead and start up the timekeeper. Do you know how, Nick? I think so, maybe. The bride and groom each had a symbol of their love, and when they put them together, oh, how romantic it was. Let's see. I think the symbol of the groom's love and must be the timekeeper itself. That symbol of the bride's love would fit together with the timekeeper. Oh, I know. That has to be it. Mr. Wright, are you ready to activate the time machine now? Yes, Your Honor. The symbol of the bride's love that's necessary for activating the timekeeper. Miss Watt's pendant is the symbol of the bride's love that's necessary for activating the timekeeper. What? Then does that mean you can start it up with the Miss Watt's pendant? I believe so, Your Honor. Very well. Please try it now, Mr. Wright. Okay, here it goes. But first I have to figure out where the pendant goes. Oh, there. There's a hole with... A hole looks like a good spot. I should try putting the pendant in there. It fits! This must be the right spot. Now I have to find a place to insert the key. The outer casting is made of metal. Sure wouldn't want to get hit with something like this. Okay, where would you insert a key into? The hole is in the middle of the pendant. Oh, okay. It worked! The timekeeper's been activated. Now all we have to do is find the proof that the crime was committed in the reception. That's so cute, though. I think I found it. Conclusive evidence that the murder was committed during the wedding reception. Just like suspected, there's evidence of the murder inside the timekeeper, Mr. Nickety. The timekeeper was only activated and opened during the wedding reception, right? No! Stop! So, that means this is conclusive proof that the crime was committed during the reception. After you killed the victim under the cover of fog, you closed the timekeeper to hide the bloodstain, didn't you? No, you're wrong. Ellen killed Bloomsbury. It wasn't me, I tell you. Give it up, Mr. Nickety. How could the defendant, who was in the middle of pledging her love, have possibly committed the murder with everyone watching her? It was family! Yes, all the family members conspired together to kill him. There's no way you can talk your way out of this, Mr. Nickety. During the reception, during the one dreamlike moment, only one person could have used the timekeeper to beat the victim to death. And that one person was you, P.S. Nickety. Ugh. Ow. Okay, I'm taking my headphones off because I hate that sound a lot. Oh, you cut an artery, did you? Oh. Oh. Oh, traumatized. Oh. Oh, wow. Wow, traumatized, man. A witness, are you finally ready to tell us the truth? It's just as a lawyer deduced. So it was all a revenge scheme against Soren Sprocket? Do you have any idea how hard it is to lose someone you love right in front of you? Selena's condition was clearly more critical than Soren's, but in spite of that, she said, "Please help Soren." Miss Sprocket's last words. So that's what she really meant by those words. I was able to grant her wish, but at the price of her life. So you got a job with Sprocket Aviation and waited for your chance to get revenge. You got close to Mr. Gloomsbury and hatched this plot, is that right? Gloomsbury already bore a grudge against Soren. So when I tempted him with an even better position, he immediately took the bait. He was your accomplice, someone who shared the same goal as you. Why was it necessary for you to kill him? I didn't expect Soren to strike Bloomsbury out on the Vista deck. And I certainly never imagined he'd make his way there along the outside wall. Soren's love is the real deal after all. My plan had been compromised, so for the time being I hid the body in the lantern and tried to think of my next move. And then Mr. Gloomsbury came out during the second wedding reception. As soon as I saw Gloomsbury, I instantly hit upon an idea. To pin the blame of Gloomsbury's murder on Ellen. You tried to break up the couple by making the bride out to be a murderer. How despicable. Someone was getting the company and the wedding. Both things that were supposed to be Selena's. He took every happiness from her. Who's the despicable one here? Do you think what you did would make her happy? I know it wouldn't. But I couldn't just stand by, watching Soren enjoy his happiness. I was going to have Soren taste the same pain I had, and then take over Sprocket Aviation. I would take back from him all the happiness that was rightfully Selena's. Time stopped for me that day. I lost her. Just like this pocket watch of hers. Pierce? Miss Watt? I believe Selena would have said, "Leave this ill will behind. Your time is yours to live." It's too late for me. Time will never advance for me, never again. What? It can't. I see now, Selena, what I did. I see no further need to continue this trial. Bailiff, please take Mr. Nickety away. Yes, Nickety, another inconsolable time traveler, who lived in time that stood still. Now then, I must render my verdict regarding the defendant. Your Honor, before you give your ruling, would you please allow me a moment? Very well. Ellen, there's something I need to say to you. Yes, Soren. I've put you through something truly horrible. this whole thing happened all because of me. I would understand if you wanted to call off our marriage. What? Of course not! I've never once thought of that! If you stay with me, you'll only face even more trying times in the future. What do you mean? The truth of this incident, the car accident before it. I'm gonna tell the public everything. I expect the company's reputation will suffer, and I'll take a lot of criticism. But I feel I can only really start over once I get everything out in the open. Soren! After all that's happened, I might not have the right to ask you this, but, well, how should I say this? Maybe I'll just... A life with me probably won't be very easy, but... Will you marry me? Yes, of course! Your Honor, thank you for this time. Please continue with your ruling. Very well, but first I have one question. Do the two of you pledge your eternal love to each other in the goodness of justice, Themis? I do, Your Honor. I do? Does the prosecution or defense have any objections? Well done, Your Honor. No objections here. The defense has no objections either, Your Honor. This court finds the defendant, Ellen Watt. That's not right. This court finds the defendant, Ellen Sprocket. Not guilty. That's so cute! That's adorable. This court is adjourned. Soren, congratulations! Mr. Wright, I can't thank you enough. If you hadn't exposed the truth, Soren and I wouldn't... we wouldn't... But now you can finally start your new life together, right? Oh, thank you! Mr. Wright, we'll be holding our real wedding ceremony in the near future. Would you do us the honor of coming to it? I want you to witness our fresh start. Of course! I wouldn't miss it for the world! And Ellen, this time, it'll finally be happily ever after, right? Oh yes! The two of you have persevered and overcome this trial together. Now, no matter what obstacles come your way, I'm sure you'll be able to handle them. And this is another thing I'm sure of too. This person will always be watching over the two of you. Selena, yes, I think you're right. And we promise to live life to the fullest, for Selena's sake too. Right, Soren? That's right. Well, we'd better be on our way. Yes, my love! Aww! Wow, the old threshold carry, huh? Way to show off. We'll be seeing you. Goodbye for now. We'll be looking forward to that wedding. Hold on tight, Ellen. You better believe I will. I'm never letting you go. Ow! There they go. You're not thinking of going to that wedding by yourself, are you, boss?
You're taking us too, right?
Oh boy! I bet they're gonna have all kinds of fancy food there. Athena, when did you get here? Just now. I would have been here to cheer you guys on earlier, but Trucy never gave me a chance to slip away. You're going to be in even bigger trouble with her later. Speaking of the wedding, maybe I should ask them to invite Edgeworth.
Mr. Edgeworth, really? But he thought Ellen was guilty all the way to the end.
That may be true, but... Oh, Phoenix, you saw him in that, and in that moment you were like, oh my gosh, maybe I do love this man. Oh. If he hadn't stood up for us when he did, the trial probably would have ended there.
You mean Mr. Edgeworth gave us that chance?
Maybe. Though, knowing him, I doubt he'd ever tell, even if I asked.
Well, if that's how you feel about it, Nick, then why not try to get him invited?
Hey, Maya! Have you ever tried to catch the bouquet?
What? No.
I never have either. Fighting over a bouquet that's been tossed by the bride? Talk about a fierce competition. I'm totally stoked.
I'm not sure it's really supposed to be all that competitive.
I'm a pretty good jumper, so I think I've got a chance. She's definitely missing the point of the whole thing. And Larry, how did you manage to stay so quiet for so long? Shut up! Wishing the lady you fell in love with every happiness is what everyone does.
Pretty sure that relationship was over before it even began, Larry.
Oh, not at all. If only I was 10 years younger, things would have gone differently. Hands of time, why won't you turn back for me? Today is Ellen Soren's third wedding ceremony and reception. I heard the bride and groom insisted it be the Flying Chapel again. In the end, they were nice enough to invite me and Maya, and Athena kind of invited herself. They also invited Edgeworth, Emma, and even Larry. They say third time's a charm, right? I really do hope it's happily ever after for them this time. Still, I get the feeling it's going to be one rowdy party.
Ready when you
Oh my god, Emma, you look adorable!
Here we go! Huh? Oh.
Oh, hey! Look who's next! Huh?
Haven't you ever heard of ladies'
I'm truly blessed to have you.
Oh, everyone's so cute! That's so good! Oh! Special bonus in the music and background settings. The commemorative picture, that's so cute! Oh, that was such a good case! Oh, I loved it. And now I get to go back to this. Oh, my dear love. How long is this gonna take me? Oh, it's only been 4 hours. I should be able to finish it in time, right? Right. The DLC, two-part trial. Okay. Turnabout reclaimed. Ooh, it's a 6-hour adventure. I mean, might as well, right? It's been 4 hours, so we got time. We're gonna keep doing it. Okay, but first, it's lunchtime. I'm gonna go make myself some lunch. And once I'm finished making my lunch, then we'll come back and start this, okay? Okay. Everyone sit tight. We're all gonna enjoy ourselves by seeing our favorite characters again. Oh, Black Will, I've missed you.